This man's died.
A lot.
This
He's
man
good
has
at
died.
it.
This man knows how to do death. You know
So
what I
if you're
mean?
going to cast him in your movie, and he doesn't die, that's the plot twist right there.
Movies where he lives.
Three.
I bet you it's short.
No, that's 30% of the time he's dying in a movie versus what we
He's
said,
got the
quarter,
percentage.
25.
He's got the
So I would
percentage
say
too, man.
Good for
He
him.
takes it. Gold medal.
Gold medal, and he died in
Bean.
real life,
Yeah.
so he's on top now.
And still no one's caught up to him.
Can we also talk about worst movie death payoffs, because it's hers? I wanted her just to go out, like something good, and then she just gets.
She always liked a good squeeze.
Yeah, I mean that was funny, sure.
Nothing better than a good '90s terrible one-liner. How do you think
she's
the
Roy
world's gonna end?
Butler's
How do you think the world's gonna
Come
end?
on,
It's gonna
Steve.
end before November.
No, I don't want to talk about that.
Welcome to the Decision Reel Movie Review Podcast, where we try and fail to review movies of today and yesterday. This week, we're looking at the movie Goldeneye, picked by Walter. This is where we do the... Oh, no. Pew.
Charlie's Angels, dude.
I
I
know,
know.
but there's three of us, and it works that way.
It works that way. I love that. Tell us why, Walter, you picked this movie first before we get to something else.
Because Christmas, picture it. Picture Christmas, 95 maybe, 96.
Okay.
You think?
Christmas 95. I'm in.
When in 64 pop? When it was at
Like 96.
96, right? Christmas
Yep.
96. Young Walter, Dallas, Texas. Grandparents around. In 64 pops out. Goldeneye's there with it. At one point or another, maybe a little bit afterwards. Might have come out a little bit afterwards. But we sat and played co-op
Golden Gun.
the whole time.
Or just Rockets.
Whole time. Discovered Odd Job
Yep.
right out the gate, pretty much. I think I played the game for a day or two. Discovered Odd Job. Played through the whole thing. Didn't watch the movie till afterwards,
Wild.
which I thought was kind of crazy.
Now, were you a 007 guy back then? Because I know you're a big...
Yes, surprisingly
Bond,
enough. So what we always had all the movies, and
Mhm.
I'd watched a few of them. I think I fell in love with it because my grandpa really liked it, and so did my dad. But where I really fell in love with it is every Thanksgiving. I think it was on TNT or one of those channels.
Gold Turner Classic movies.
You would have all of the James Bond movies play through.
Okay.
All of them. All the old ones. Roger Moore, the Timothy Dalton ones,
Timothy Dalton.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
And then you'd get the Pierce Brosnan ones here and there, but not as often because they were still kind of new at the time.
Yeah. You're right. Okay. I'm picking up what you're
That was
putting
good
down.
shit, man.
Yeah. Good shit. I wasn't always a big 007 guy growing up. I got into them pretty much with this movie, actually. Like, when this came out, you were a kid, and I was like, we were kids, obviously, all of us. And I was just like, yo, this is the hot ticket right now. This is where it's at. This motherfucker's in a tank.
It's good shit.
Driving down the street. Let's go.
Yeah.
I was in.
How long is that scene?
Like, too long.
That scene is like
It's-
20 minutes.
It's long enough to be
25
ridiculous and stupid to come back around to being awesome again.
yeah. The train part, it's amazing. It's
Yo,
great.
We need to bolster this movie. It's too short. What do we do? Well, we could extend the tank scene another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Do we got the budget for that? We got the tank already.
I know we talk about this later. But this is a long movie, right? It's
it's-
pretty long.
For what happens in the movie, it's longer than it needs to be. How about that?
I think it's easier for me to watch because after you play the game, you go through each thing, and it's very similar.
Yes, we're going to get to that. But
Very,
first,
very
we're
similar.
going to get to a new segment on the podcast. Tara, what are we drinking? What is the drink
Wine.
of choice on the episode?
It's wine.
It's wine, like the last couple weeks.
It is Ruffled Feathers
Ruffled Feathers,
by
Ooh.
Jane
Flavor.
Mark,
Jan Mark.
which is in Brandywine, Maryland.
And I have to say, tip
Oh,
of the
wait,
tongue,
wait.
tip of the teeth,
Out of 10, we want.
it's pretty tasty. It's got the fruits. I'm feeling the aromas. Is that
Oh,
the thing?
I'm sure that wine's delicious, but I just had a root beer float.
Yeah, you're
Right
still
before I
over there
taste this.
drinking it, so that's not.
That's fucking. I'll revisit
That's not
that in
gonna
a
go
couple
well.
Pour
with
seconds.
that in the root beer float and tell me.
Oh God.
He's like, I'll do it. Pretty good. I like it. It's got some good earthy tones.
And it's
Some
like
good-
it's like It does not have earthy tones.
Steve,
but,
like, it's very floral.
but I feel like it's a nice mid. Like it's not overly sweet, but it's not dry. It's like a mid.
You're mid.
Oh, it's not
a
hitting you. It's
mid.
not kicking you in the teeth when you
Right. Like
take
it
a
says
sip.
that it's a sweet, but it's not
Semi-sweet.
overly. Yeah.
I like it.
I
Ruffled
think
feathers.
this is as far as I would go with it, with something that's not sweet.
Yeah,
sweet.
I've
Sure,
given
sure,
you.
sure.
I've given you a lot
So
of.
this is good.
I've given you a lot of like stronger sweet flavored wine so far.
Yeah, I'm like an apple box or like a juice box, like
apple bottom.
juice.
Apple bottom.
Jeans. I'm like a juice box, like an apple juice box kind
Me
of
too.
wine.
Me too.
You know?
If they could just make apple juice box size wine things for people to take with them,
You might have something there.
or I don't know if you guys remember this, but Capri Sun launched a adult size Capri Suns for a bit, and
Oh shit!
nobody they didn't sell, so they stopped making them. But they were like this big. I know.
What percent of booze?
No,
I'm on
not
it.
they weren't booze. It was just Capri Sun. But
Well,
in
you
a bigger,
can just buy those pouches and make
you
like
can,
adult
yeah.
pre-suns.
You,
How do
yeah.
they- C-A-P-R-I.
Capri.
Adult pre-suns, Capri Suns,
Adult Capri's pants.
Capri pants.
Yeah, I think that's what we're saying. Anyways, before the reels do fall off this episode, please check us out on our social media pages, which are on YouTube, right here if you're watching it, at The Decision Reel, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're all on those, at The Decision Reel. I thought TikTok was being shut down, but I guess it's not.
It's from China.
I guess. The
Trying
China.
to poison our minds.
I like it.
I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving.
Make me. The plot of Goldeneye.
I just realized this shirt is like the same color as my skin.
Join the club. When a powerful secret defense system is stolen, James Bond is assigned to stop a Russian crime syndicate from using it. Don't know why I went black there. But, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, they don't really explain... They explain what Goldeneye is, right? But
Sure.
they don't really go into super detail about it. Does this movie need that?
No. There's very few James Bond movies that actually get into a little bit of lore too, like 006 and
Yeah.
like origin-y kind of stuff.
What's
And
the
this is-
006 is in this?
Yeah,
Sean
yeah.
Bean, you know.
It's one of his early deaths.
Yes.
Right?
One of
his many.
Yeah. I don't think this is his first on-screen death, but maybe, possibly.
It's
I
early
bet
on.
you could find the list of Sean Bean death list. That's a good band name right there. You guys going to the Sean Bean death list concert tonight?
You mean like the
Fuck
dead
yeah.
pool?
Okay.
Jesus.
You want me to name them all?
What's the first?
There's it's a lot.
I don't think they're in
though.
chronological order, but it says "Don't say a word."
What's the year?
That's 2001. Let's go back.
Yeah, that's definitely not it.
Don't say a word. That's a good movie.
That is a good movie. I haven't seen that in a hot minute.
Brittany-
He dies
Brittany
in
Murphy
so
is
many
the girl in that?
movies.
Mm-hmm.
Where she's she's something.
Holy shit!
Not special.
She
but
is dyslexic, but she's also something else because of trauma. She's like not
higher-
catatonic,
Yes,
but like she doesn't talk a lot and stuff like that
on
because
the
of
spectrum,
the
probably
trauma,
back in
the
day.
shock and
Sure,
trauma
sure, sure,
from
sure.
whatever that was that she went through. Her dad.
Silent something.
Her
I can't.
dad
what's
The first time he died was in '86.
Goddamn boy.
His throat was slit
In what
in some random
TV show?
Caravaggio.
Caravaggio. What a
How do you? Is that? Did I enunciate that right? Second eyes.
That's how I would have said it.
War Requiem in 1989. He played in a movie called The Field.
the
1990, where you also died. He's died in a lot.
Patriot
Patriot games,
Field. Oh
Goldeneye,
man, Patriot games.
Airborne, Essex. Don't say a word.
Yo.
Is
Lord
this-
of the Rings.
Is this just show
Equilibrium. No, TV shows and
Because
movies.
Game of Thrones should be on there somewhere too.
Outlaw, Foreigner, Cat.
Spoilers.
Cash. Yeah. Fine. Dude, I wonder if there's like a montage
I feel like it's been out
of
long
him
enough
just
now.
fucking
If
dying.
you haven't
Just
decided
eating
to
Here's
lo-
television.
There you go. Game of Thrones.
There you are. There you are.
I
This
will-
man's died.
A lot.
This
He's
man
good
has
at it.
died.
If
He-
you
this man knows how to do death. You know
so
what I
if you're
mean?
gonna cast him in your movie, and he doesn't die, that's the plot twist right there.
Movies where he lives.
Three.
I bet you it should.
No, there's one that I watched recently.
sure
It's
it's
not a
fun.
recent movie, but I remember him in it, and I was like, he didn't fucking die. National Treasure. He didn't die.
He did some rom-coms, didn't he? Where he probably didn't die.
I don't think he was like
just-
the main like
National Treasure.
know,
he did not die.
the main like.
I mean, he goes to
romantic
prison, and he
person,
could have
but-
died in prison. He could have got shivved, right? Like,
Is that a verb?
shivved? Yes.
As in death? Where does Sean Bean dies? in every. Oh, where does the Sean Bean? Wait, what?
Where does the Sean Bean
It's
die?
just not finished. Where does the Sean Bean dies in every movie joke even come from?
There's the band name. Where does the Sean Bean die?
Sean Beans.
It's apparently it's an ongoing joke,
Yes,
has
obviously.
been about him. So it's
He's
a Reddit article about it.
Died in a quarter of his movies.
A quarter. So that's only 25%. That's not.
I mean, if
Well,
you
and
only
that's what
been
the
in
post
4,
is
then
about,
it's
is
not a
that
lot.
they were kind of like, where does it come from? Because I feel like there's a lot that he doesn't die in.
Right.
But
So would he be the highest percentage actor to die in every one of or in his movies? Because think about it. Like, let's take another movie or another actor who's
like
been
someone
in a
who
lot
plays
of movies.
like that.
No, just in general. Like someone who's in a lot of movies, is he gonna have the highest death rate? And it has to be like a minimum. of
Sean
a certain,
Bean's the beginning of the lists. The list. Hold on, wait. Is that via
Sometimes they're not really in the order.
Christopher
though.
Lee's in here?
I was gonna say, off the top of your head, can you think of somebody else who's like every time you see
here
him,
we
they
go.
die?
I'm not
Via
gonna lie, like
IMDb.
I haven't logged it in my head, to be honest with you. I just can't.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's nobody else that I go, oh yeah, that guy dies.
All right, so look, this is IMDb. Sean Bean has a total of 25.
25
deaths,
Okay.
yeah. Which means if it's a quarter, he's been in 100 movies.
Right.
Oh, so they're not in order because that guy's is higher.
Yeah, this guy's got 4. John Hurt, 43.
John Hurt. Okay.
Don't even who.
You know John Hurt.
Christopher Lee. Holy shit, 70 times. He also was very, very old.
He's the Mummy, right? He was in the Mummy, one of them.
I know he was Lord of the Rings. He's been in so many
Yeah,
different
the
movies.
Mummy.
Like the
He's
old,
like
old
he's
mummy
like the
original
evil
Mummy.
old guy.
in the 40s.
No. No, scroll back up. Let me
You're
see his
talking about
picture
with
again.
Brendan Fraser?
No.
Oh, that-
Scroll
oh,
back
okay.
up.
Dennis Hopper. What?
Yes, no, I'm talking about the one with Brendan Fraser.
Which
Christopher
one?
Lee's not in that movie.
Scroll up.
It's like Steve's favorite movie. It says The Mummy. It says he's in that movie. Whether it is.
Isn't that one of the
We're talking the evil dude from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
The evil with.
It says
What does he
it-
play?
Says
in?
the
Mummy's
Mummy.
in here. I don't know what you're
Isn't
the
he-
mummy.
Wasn't he like the curator guy or something? in
You
one of
mustn't
them?
read from the book.
All right,
no,
I'm
that's
on
the
it.
guy from Jumanji.
Hang on. No,
I
not,
got it.
not that. Not. Are you looking him up?
Yeah.
Okay. And maybe the picture's not showing me right.
I want to be proven wrong because I
Oh,
believe it.
is.
It's the
No.
old one.
It's
See,
the old one.
I was
It's
gonna
the
say,
old
I was
one.
like, I don't remember him being in it, and I know that movie
He's,
like
the
the
picture
back
on
of
these
my hand.
on this are very
What's
very
that,
small.
though?
So
What is
like
that? I got something.
I'm looking
new
for
on
other
that.
big names. Vincent
Thank you.
Price. He's a classic one.
Vincent Price.
Dennis Hopper was big in the 90s.
Yeah, Dennis Hopper. Yeah.
48.
Okay. Yeah, those are the big ones.
Come on, Speed.
That's 70.
Yeah.
That's the highest, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, because think
far?
of the percentage of movies that he
Oh,
was
dude.
in. Yeah.
Danny Trejo.
Okay.
He's got 41. He's right
and they
there.
call him
Oh, Eric Roberts.
Machete.
Eric Roberts. He does play a
He's
tool.
played
Yeah,
a
yeah,
bad
yeah,
guy
yeah,
in
yeah.
a lot of
He does
things.
play a tool
He
frequent.
does. He does.
38.
Mark Hamill.
30.
30. Luke is up here. Kingsman. Batman Beyond.
Oh, I forgot.
Return of the
I always
Joker.
forget he's in the Kingsman.
I guess so. A lot of those Batman things that he's doing, so
Yeah,
voiceovers.
Yeah,
Sure.
Robot Chicken has been in at least 3 of these.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my
So
god.
far.
I feel like that
haven't-
by the way,
shouldn't count.
Arkham City, Full Throttle.
Remember when that was like
Robot
the
Chicken.
thing to watch?
Michael, is it Bean?
Clicked it.
I don't know. We'll go back.
I have the to the next thing in my head like constantly. The sound effect.
What
we
an
should probably have that for
interesting
something.
Mickey Rourke.
Hey,
Sin
what a good
City.
way to segue to other things. I'll just have that over here, and I'll just and we're in something else.
Shade off. 28 for him.
Hands
I guess
down,
that'd be
Christopher Lee wins this though.
76. And
Yeah,
how many
as far
movies?
down as you
Hold
scrolled
on,
at least.
do
for
we
sure.
have-
78. Is it 76? I thought it was 78.
70.
Oh, she's
70. Do we have a list of how many movies Christopher Lee has been in? So let's see the percentage. Because if his percentage is lower, right, that would mean that our man Sean Bean is still coming out on top of dying and everything.
266 films.
Okay, so
Since
70.
1948, making him the Guinness Book
Holy
World Record
shit.
holder for most acting roles.
I don't know. Samuel L. Jackson's got to be close.
I looked this up. I think he was like 150 or something
Sure.
like it.
So okay, so 200 and what? 260
60 something?
something?
66.
66, and if he's got 70 deaths, that's 30%.
It's not. Yeah, it's not even. I mean, not
156 for Sam Jackson.
Okay, so like that's 30% of the time he's dying in a movie versus what we
He's
say
got the
quarter
percentage.
25.
He's got the
So I would
percentage
say
too, man.
Good for
He
him.
takes it. Gold medal.
Gold medal, and he died in
Bean?
real life, so he's on top now.
And still no one's caught up to him. No
Right.
one living yet.
Everyone still has. He's like, look, I'm gonna go out right now. Anybody can catch me. Try your best. Where to watch? Goldeneye, 007.
Michael Caine.
So Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
This is a.
Oh,
this
look,
is
Eric
a,
Roberts is on that one.
Sorry.
you can
Go,
rent
keep
it
going.
at Fandango at Home, Amazon, YouTube, Google Play, Apple TV, and I believe MGM Plus. These all the 007 movies are on there.
There's just one every month, if every other month.
I definitely watched it for free somewhere.
Amazon,
Yeah, well, subscription, but yeah.
right? Because you're
But
still
free-ish.
paying for it, right? It's not
Yeah,
free.
it might have been Amazon. I don't remember.
I love that how people are like, "Well, it's free on Amazon."
It was
You're
2 weeks
paying
ago
for
that I watched
Amazon,
it,
so it's
so.
not free.
I definitely get my monies out of that subscription, though. I'll tell you that right now.
I mean, yeah.
Your monies.
You know what I was thinking the other day?
my money.
Me and my wife both have separate Amazon.
That's dumb.
Yeah, and I told her I was like, "Why don't we just put one?"
This is where Steve goes, we'll keep yours. And I'll just send my packages through
Exactly.
it. Yep.
Well, is what it is. Is what it is. This is written by Jeffrey Caine and Bruce Firestein. I think that's saying it right. Feirstein. Or it could be Fierstein.
Fierstein.
I like
I
that
like
better.
that better.
Yeah.
Sure.
Bruce Fierstein.
I like that too.
I like it. It's directed by Martin Campbell.
General Campbell.
Yeah, okay, I went there. Rated PG-13 for a number of sequences of action violence and for some sexuality. I want to talk about this for a second. And I know it's a thing in every 007 movie where James Bond's just like, what's up?
And then they do it.
And then they do it, right?
Yeah.
This girl has no business being like, what's up? Like, literally.
You talking, so right, the first part, it's like right by it's the train scene almost, right?
Well,
Where
like,
she's like, ooh.
like,
Because the helicopter save immediately turns into them going to jail, which hijacks the tank and they end up at the train scene.
okay, let's even talk about the helicopter scene.
Sure.
Why? I know they're putting him in the helicopter because they want it to seem like he got killed in the helicopter, right?
They put him in the helicopter because just in case they got caught.
That's what I'm saying, and
It was
he's
a
in it.
male and a female.
Right. But why would you put him in a helicopter knowing there's a giant eject fucking handle right next to his head?
He starts whacking his forehead on that.
You would think maybe we disable that.
Yeah, well, if you think about
this
it, they
guy's
kind
not
of
gonna
set
go,
him up
"What's
to
this?"
They set him up to escape and get blamed, kind of too. So, but yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Movie logic, Steve.
Okay. And then are we going to talk about what was that one chick doing with her?
Thighs.
Is it her thighs? Is that what she's doing?
She's just suffocating, like squeezing the lungs. I assumed.
Of everybody.
Yeah, she squeezed
Strong
the
thighs,
life out of
cool.
that admiral or whatever.
Can we also talk about worst movie death payoffs because it's hers?
It's
I wanted her just to go out, like something good, and then she just gets.
She always liked a good squeeze.
Yeah, I mean that was funny, sure.
Nothing better than a good '90s terrible one-liner.
So also we're gonna
especially in these movies.
we're gonna get to this. So I watched this with my wife, and at one point she goes, "So now I understand Austin Powers a little bit better." And I was like,
100%. It's
I was
easy
like-
to make fun of with this one, right?
And I was like, "What do you mean by that?" Because I wanted to know, like, where she comes from. Like, this is literally Austin Powers. I was like, "Right."
The same era, almost.
Like, okay,
Close.
so the scene in which he's going through Q, right?
Sure.
They're going through all the different stuff that he's giving him. It literally plays out like a Austin Powers sketch.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But it's serious.
Yeah, 100%. That's the way. I don't think there might be. Now that I talk to you about this, there's probably a group of people that don't know that Austin Powers
Is
is a spoof.
But,
you know?
but the thing is, Austin Powers is a spoof of like the earlier James Bond movies.
I would say it's like a perfect mimic of the.
But I feel like they watched this
Roger
one and said,
Moore.
"Okay, we can do it now."
Because Roger Moore was that era of like overly swag.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? He was like, he's trying very, very, very hard. It was almost funny because that was the same like era as like Star Trek.
Yeah.
It was all that
So
weird shit was going on.
Right,
the
you can
fighting
be
styles,
over the top, and you can
where
be
they're like, but they're clearly like 3 feet away from each other.
like, let me punch you in the face.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I got you. Look, The movie, again, I remember watching it as a child and being like, yo, 007, let's go. Pierce Brosnan is awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Watching it today, and I'm sure Tara can attest to this,
This is what I was hoping.
this movie's bad.
Watch the next one. You're probably not going to either of you, but
Oh,
tomorrow.
no. I've seen all of them. Let's
Yeah,
be
yeah.
real.
Well,
And
no,
I enjoy
Go back and
Hold on.
watch the next one. You're going to be like, this is
even worse.
exponentially worse
Yeah.
than Goldeneye.
But here's the thing. I like this movie. It's terrible, but I like it.
It's the whole thing's fucking.
Yeah.
It's not the whole thing, but a lot of it is.
It
too
plays
much.
out like, I don't know, like a Power Rangers episode, like where it's like, are we sure this is got the budget for this?
It's
But
written
we're
like
gonna try it anyway.
it feels like it's written like a Tom Clancy novel. The way it sets up like
it
scene
kinda-
to scene to scene to scene to scene. A little bit
Yeah.
of sex and
a little bit of boobs and
male
sex, yeah.
gaze.
Male gaze. Sure.
Not the kind you think.
Tara, you're being awfully quiet over there.
I'm just taking it.
Just taking it in. Just like
Do you like Pierce Brosnan?
No. Well, I mean,
at all? What about in?
He's done a couple rom-coms too.
Yeah.
I keep bringing that up, but
I mean, I kind of like him in Miss Doubtfire.
Which?
oh yeah,
if
I
we're
keep
looking
forgetting
at-
about that.
If we're looking at that in today's eyes, he's the sane one, and Robin Williams is fucking wild. in
Oh
that.
yeah,
Best Pierce Brosnan movie, go, all three of us.
Eurovision.
Oh, Dante's Peak.
Mm.
Yeah, forget that you
I
forget
completely
that
forgot
one,
but
about
right?
listen, that one makes
put
me
that on Plex.
so
That volcano,
stressed out
it's good.
though.
Mm.
But it makes me so
Dante's
stressed
Peak
out.
is like that the whole time.
Listen
it's
to
very
me,
suspenseful.
when-
The old lady walking in the.
Oh, that's the part
yeah.
I was about.
Yeah.
The first time I ever saw that movie, I wasn't young, but I was younger.
Young enough.
When the grandma, gets out and basically sacrifices herself walking through
What
that
a
acidic.
fucking boss.
Oh my god! But it gutted me. Like,
Like
Graham
my
Manning.
bones aren't gonna make it.
and do
so
you
just,
know how stressed I was for that dog?
Oh yeah.
The whole
yes.
movie?
Oh yeah.
The whole movie. We just saw, like I said earlier, we saw the new Quiet Place movie, and there's a cat in that movie.
Fuck cats, but
It made me so stressed. You can't put a main character animal in there, and I'm not gonna stress about it the whole movie.
Let's think about this, right? So there's been so many like volcano wannabe movies,
Because there was Volcano.
but none have ever actually made you like, minus maybe Dante's Peak, make you feel like very uncomfortable, like
What do you mean?
almost like a
uncomfortable?
fear, like a shark movie.
Oh, can we
like you know
not?
what I'm talking about?
Volcano
Let's
didn't
not.
do it for me. Dante's Peak did it for me.
Exactly, that's
I
what I'm
barely
saying. Like a
remember
volcano
Volcano.
movie is what I'm
Oh,
saying.
sorry.
Like in general, Dante's Peak has done the volcano the best.
That concept, you mean?
Yeah, that's a hard thing
Yeah,
to do if you
yeah.
think about it.
But also,
It's
like
a booming mountain.
Imagine
It's a hard one to pull off.
Imagine trying to make that movie today. You kind of
Yeah.
can't. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't be. 'Cause think we got The Day After Tomorrow. We got all these giant movies where the world's ending and it's always over the top and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You can't just be like, oh, by the way, this mountain's gonna blow up and this one little town's gonna die.
Yeah.
One of
It
the
had to
most-
be a giant volcano that just
Yeah.
erupts out of Alaska and now the whole world's
one of the most stressful
jinxed it.
like movies with that concept.
ice-
Yosemite.
ice
where
volcano.
like end of the world type of thing is, or end of the world as we know it type of thing is happening. It was that one that Gerard Butler did recently, the Greenland movie. It was just a few years ago, and
I know
that
what you're talking about.
that movie stressed me out from like start to finish.
There's been a bunch of weird ones.
Yeah,
And like
The
it was
Rock
like
did-
from a
San Andreas.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
or 2012 with Cusack.
Yes.
So
that
what
was a
mo-
weird one
Hold
too.
on. What movie started and ended the craze that Hollywood had with the world ending?
When was the last good one? Would
I
be a
feel
good
like,
question.
to
Then
be completely honest with you, I feel like Greenland was the last one I remember coming out
remember the day? Was it the day after tomorrow?
with Dennis Quaid
Yeah, Dennis Quaid. That was good.
and Jake Gyllenhaal.
They were running from like the freeze and shit
And
like that. That was good.
over a decade ago.
But that's the
Or, yeah,
last
more than
really good one I can think of.
The Happening.
That
No, that's trash.
Best.
Trash.
that was the dumbest fucking. That's the lawnmower and the Marky
can
Mark
I, can
one.
I do the
Is
Marky
that-
Mark?
Yeah.
You know what a really really bad one was the solar flare one with Nick
Say
Cage.
Shahadi mother for me.
You remember
Knowing?
The knowing.
No. That
Was
wasn't
it
Knowing.
no.
Solar flare.
At the end? It turns out the kids are Adam and Eve.
Oh yeah, that is Knowing.
Yeah.
The
it
first-
was just
Hold on.
horrible.
The first half of that
Yeah, but
movie, I was in.
Yeah,
it
but-
was great.
Very rarely does the ending overshadow everything else, and that one did
Yes.
horribly.
The ending made that movie go, what the fuck? What is next?
Yeah.
But the whole idea of like I can predict the next disaster with numbers,
Yeah.
bro. I was like, dude, just let's go. And then no,
Greenland conveniently came out in 2020.
Oh.
ha,
I don't know if I've seen. I don't think I've seen Greenland. yet.
It's 2 hours long.
that matters.
It's a lengthy movie, but it's got Gerard Butler as the main character and the girl from Deadpool, like his girlfriend,
How do you think the world's going to
Marina,
end?
whatever her name is.
Baccarin.
Yeah.
How do you-
She-
how do you think
she's
the
Gerard
world's gonna end?
Butler's
How do you think the
wife.
world's gonna
Come
end?
on,
It's gonna
Steve.
end before November.
No, I don't want to talk about it.
That's for true.
I don't want to talk about it because I'm too stressed out about.
We're gonna talk about that off the air.
I'm too stressed out about the world.
Steve was like, it was
In
almost
general.
saved. It was so close. It was.
Oh my god. No, we're not doing that.
I'm thinking solar flares.
I'm going with some kind of solar something, but it might be an eclipse of some missiles.
Okay, here we go. Anyways, keep it going.
Goldeneye is starring Pierce Brosnan. Is it Brosnan? Brosnan.
I've always said Brosnan. So I could be
Brosnan
wrong.
as James Bond or 007. Sean Bean is Alex Trevelyan. 006. Isabella Skorupko. Fuck, man, this is bad.
It's the
for me.
Russian ones are bad, dude.
Skorupko as Natalia Sumanova. Famke Janssen as Xena Onatop.
On the top.
On the top. Oh
On
my
the
god.
top.
That,
Yeah, yeah.
okay,
Austin
going back to
Powers.
Austin Powers.
Yeah.
What is she doing in this movie? She's on top, fucking
Yeah, on a
squeezing
top.
legs. On
Yeah,
the
yeah.
top. A
Yeah.
lot of vagina.
Yep. Money pussy.
What was fuck you and fuck me?
Yeah. All of them are like it.
With the little book bags.
I'm gonna say something.
Go ahead.
Austin Powers,
Still holds up.
they're great.
Still holds up.
What's the in the second movie? What's the name of the one in that?
Yeah, Foxy Cleopatra.
That's the third one.
Alvana Humpalot.
I've won a hump a lot, yes. They come up to say hello, now they went back down below.
The part where she's like, she's trying to kill him. She's like, but I find you so attractive, like animal. So good. We also got John Don Baker, great name,
The American.
as Jack Wade. Robbie Coltrane as Valentine Demistri, as
He got capped. Kneecapped.
Zukovsky.
Yeah.
This name, you ready? TCHE with an accent, KY. It's probably
Tetchki?
Techki
Yeah.
or Chichki or something,
Jetski.
right?
Jetski.
Jetski.
There you go.
She's got
Cairo as Dmitry Mishkin. Gottfried John. I feel like that reverse should be John Gottfried, right? As General Arkady Grigorovich Durumov. What's funny is I'm
English, doc.
I'm Hungarian, and I grew up with all Hungarian people speaking around me. Didn't pick any of it up.
So you're hung.
Hungarian.
Gotcha.
It's terrible. Alan Cumming as Boris
There's a lot of questionable names in this fucking list.
Grishnikov. Michael Kitchen is Bill Tanner. I know that I'm good with that.
Tanner.
Good old Bill Tanner.
Nice.
Serena
Standard
Gordon
white
as
name.
Caroline. Desmond Llewellyn. Llewellyn as Q. Samantha Bond is Miss Money Penny. Dame Judi Dench is M. And Minnie Driver is in this movie as Arena for like
Hilarious.
fives. It is great.
Ah!
Yeah. And that's another like Austin Powers feeling scene,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
And it was good. And I laughed.
This-
And that's the part Tiffany like sat down and she's like, okay, I like this. This is good. This is fun. And then it was
This movie does a terrible job, and this is where I think you guys, you specifically being older now,
Sure.
it's like you want to see if a movie takes itself seriously or if it doesn't. Clearly doesn't at that part.
But see,
of
I like
the movie.
I like
Clearly doesn't.
I like a movie that doesn't take itself
and
seriously.
knows. I feel like this one didn't quite know that they were being fucking ridiculous.
It feels like parts of the movie are directed by a completely different
Oh, yeah, 100%.
and then they just mashed it together. It's like,
Yeah.
well, I guess this works.
Wow, wow, wee, wow.
Did it work? I don't know. He was driving that tank like a boss, though.
I know. Can you do that? Is that? I was thinking about that when I was watching it.
Like where he's standing
you
outside
can just
of the
fucking
thing.
go like this,
I'm pretty sure that
but
tank,
you can't fire it.
Correct. I think that tank specifically is designed that way, where you can drive it inside and
Tiger.
outside. Yeah, Tiger tank.
Yeah.
I'm
know
not.
what
I'm
it
not.
is. I don't know
I'm
what
not
it
a
is.
tank guy. I'm not going to know the specifics, but runtime 130 minutes. Yeah, a little long.
I thought it was longer than that. Is it only 130?
130. I mean, it's
Okay,
still,
whatever.
It's still pretty
I mean, I
long.
don't feel like only.
I don't.
It felt very long
Tara's
when I was
sitting there
watching
going,
it
I'm
again.
at
Over
90s
2 hours
and
long.
I'm
It's
dying.
over 2 hours.
It felt
long.
like it was like 3.
This wasn't the worst
I was
movie
like-
you've seen.
Well, no.
No, that was Wally's last pick, which was what?
It has to be between Ghost.
Prisoners of the Ghostland.
Prisoners of Ghostland was
Hobo with
probably
a
the worst
shotgun.
movie we've watched.
But you know what? That movie, as bad as it
we'll have a
was,
Tara picks Wally's worst movies.
I would watch.
top 10 worst movies picked
I
by
would
Wally.
watch that Prisoners of Ghostland movie or whatever it was
Over Hobo with a
over
Shotgun.
Hobo with a shotgun.
Okay, yeah,
Any-
Hobo was that was a lot.
Any day.
Yeah,
Because
you're right.
I still got entertainment from.
Sure, yeah. There was funny parts.
Even though you were like, "What the fuck am I watching?"
Yeah.
It was still
balls.
like, he's balls.
It's balls.
Yeah. The suit idea of having bombs in different locations, I thought that was
It's nifty.
original.
It was one ball, right? It wasn't both.
It blew one ball off.
Yeah, it was like one ball.
Because there was 2 little things
yeah,
next
yeah,
to
yeah,
it.
exactly.
I don't know how you can differentiate between which ball
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the amount
It's
of
taken
load.
both of them. Yeah, the amount
Yeah,
of
'cause
low.
I feel like an explosion that close to the one would have just
Pop, boom, it's going right.
would have
yeah.
just damaged both, like the whole area.
Look, we
right?
won't know until we try. So
What's that test? That's
Well, it's a
fucking
shame that
pendulum
I
test?
can't test that out because I don't have any, so it'll have to be up to you guys.
yours
test
are
that.
innies though.
Put our balls together.
Dunk, dunk. That's the
Anyways.
noise they would make. Release date on this guy, November 17th, 1995.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking. That's about right.
Do me a favor. Look up when the N64 game was released. I'm assuming it's probably, let me guess, March 9th, 1996. It's June. It's going to be June.
Oh, that's a
97.
August.
Oh, wow.
August.
I got my N64
97.
late apparently.
Almost 2 years.
Weird, right?
August
A
23rd.
movie tie-in video game coming out 2 years
Almost
later.
2 years, yeah.
Now, N64 was not out in 95.
When did N64 come out?
96. But like the actual date, I don't know.
Well, but do you know what I mean? So they might have had to like they got it out and they're like, okay, what?
Sure. When did the Sega
What do we
Dreamcast
do?
come out? 9/9/1999.
Sega!
That was actually really good.
Yeah, it was. Remember the aggressive commercials for like just video game consoles
general,
back in
yeah.
like the early 2000s? Wild. Wild times we lived through. Wally, what year did the PlayStation 2 launch?
2?
Mm-hmm.
99? 2000? 2000? Oh, I would have moved here. I would have been here for a year. So 2002, 2003?
2001.
2001. Anyways, here, check this out.
Okay.
This is for you, buddy.
Okay.
Hold on, let's get close to this.
It almost has a little bit of Halloween vibe.
Take it back.
You know?
March 4th, 2000 is when PS2 came out. I love that, or whatever that is. So something. No, okay, we'll let go.
I'll fast forward here in a little bit if the beat doesn't drop here in a sec.
Ooh. This feels a little Metal Gear Solid-y.
Oh, let's get a little further in here. Where's the...
Bum, ba-ga-dum, bum, bum.
Oh shit.
It went hard back in the day, man.
That guy sitting on the fucking bells.
Wait. All right.
Amazing.
Anyways, who gave me a computer?
I was going to say something. What was I going to say? Oh. Playing the Goldeneye game in N64, I played it so much that all the sounds are embedded in my brain, right?
Oh, yeah. Every little click, every little triangle hit.
Sure. Everything, right?
Yeah.
Watching the movie after having that in my
Everywhere
brain,
there.
dude, they pulled all the sound effects from the movie and put them in the game.
100%.
I've never seen that
100%.
before or since. It's great.
It's perfect.
And
It's everything too. It's not just the melody shit.
correct.
It's percussive shit like and
Right.
pops and
It's
clicks.
it's the gunfire too.
Yeah.
Literally every gun is pulled from the movie.
I don't necessarily approve of a lot of sampling to make music. I do for this.
Yes. Do it.
This is how it should
I
be
think there's
done.
a time. I think there's a time and a place.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But this is when you
Yeah.
do it right.
Mhm.
And you know
Out of the park. Knocked it out of the
When
park.
go ahead.
no, no,
When we saw a scary movie this weekend or the
Yes.
other day,
sure.
there was a part right in the beginning where like the movie was starting, and so like I think there was like a scene, and then there was kind of like a what a lot of movies do, like,
Like a
an
little calm.
opening scene, and then they do kind of like
Yeah.
a bring it down, and it's just like black screen while the opening credits are coming up. It got so quiet in there, and I just randomly was like,
I would have been like, no, I'm out.
we were in the
I'm getting outta
very
here.
back
People in the back.
row, which I never sit in.
What?
I never sit in the very back row, but I was like,
You know, with today's climate, I mean,
the
it'd be
teenager
fun.
next to me thought it was funny. Okay. So,
I know that.
and I didn't know them. And teenagers, probably not true. They were probably like early 20s, but it felt like they were teenagers because I
20
felt
people
old next to
Yeah, I was
them.
gonna say 20-year-old people look like youngins nowadays. Let's be real. We're getting old.
You
We're
guys
getting the
ever-
crow's feet.
You guys ever seen popcorn fly from a
Yes.
scare in a movie?
Yes.
I've been sitting up back, and all of a sudden I see fucking
Right.
popcorn going.
I didn't see. So in this one, I didn't see popcorn fly, but we heard things fall, like ah! And then
Right.
like you'd hear something fall. Which to
Get
be
off your
honest,
fucking phone.
Without saying what the movie was,
You were in
I
the
didn't.
front.
I personally
You were in
didn't
the
feel
front.
like there were any parts in that movie warranted
Yeah.
for jump scares, like these people were doing. But
It's funny. I don't know why.
to each their own.
That just made me think of in Robin Williams Live on Broadway. He does this bit about the president
So
and
good.
and choking on a pretzel, right? And he's just like, Gilligan's down, Gilligan's down. I don't know why. It's funny. It's hilarious. Anyways, back to the movie. What?
Have you ever listened to the comedian? I think his name's Chad Daniels.
Chad Chadwick?
Chad, no.
Chad Daniels. Okay.
Daniels?
No.
I'm terrible
So
with names.
he's really funny. He
I would hope so if he's a comedian.
incorporates a lot of his stuff with, or a lot of his kids, like in
Mm-hmm.
his like family stuff. And there's this one, I think it's him. Where's
Chad?
it? Where's his?
Zachary
where they say
Chadwick.
with like that, like their albums. And stuff
Zach
like
Mikery Chad. Zach Michael Chad.
that. You know what I mean? Like their
Well, no.
I don't know what you want to look
Yeah,
for.
I think it's the footprints.
Chad's Chad.
I think it might be the Footprints on the Moon album. But so he tells a story about him taking his daughter, and he's like, and listen, my kids have grown up with me in their house, or in the house. So, like, they just think sarcasm is normal communication. Like, that's how you communicate.
I mean,
So they go to the movies,
yeah, that's how I
and
communicate.
his daughter is younger, and this is back when, like, the first, like, Lego movie came out. And he's taking his daughter, and she's younger, and he said, there's a guy behind us, and he's like, he tells this story about how the guy must have just ripped just the corn, like a little part of his M&M bag or whatever, but instead of pouring them into his hand, he's like reaching his fingers in to pull, so it's like
Get your
rustling.
fucking hand out of my nut M&M.
And he said his daughter randomly goes, "Are you opening presents back there?" to like this older gentleman with candy, and the guy gets like upset, and he asks something back to the kid, like he's like, Are you gonna let your kid talk to me? And he goes, and the little girl was like, sorry. Like, and he goes, don't apologize because you asked a question and he answered a question and that's not how conversation goes. And then the guy was like, what? And he turns around, he goes, are you opening presents back there? Like he didn't. But then the guy's like, why don't you take your daughter home or whatever? And because they're in the Lego movie, he said his daughter immediately was like, I'm supposed to be here. Because he said the guy was by himself, like no kids or whatever. With
Brought
him.
his buddy to a
It was
Lego
like
movie?
older guy, but it made me think of it when you're talking about like candy and noises and stuff in the movie.
I'll be
His
your
little story
sommelier
about
for
the
evening.
rustling of the.
See how I turned that? That's how you stop.
Yes, I know how.
So you don't get that.
But it does feel weird when you're in a movie theater and you're trying to open like your snacks that you just
About
bought.
eating chips.
No, you
gotta,
gotta wait
crunch
until
quietly.
something
Like the right
happens.
time. Just but like, what if it's a low key movie? What if it's a low key movie?
Then
Like,
you
what am I
fucked
supposed
up.
to wait the
Open
whole
that-
first half of the
open
movie?
Open that during the
Listen,
movie
if you go
trailers.
see a movie like A Quiet Place,
Let me
I just
just-
said this, and there's like no sound, there's no good time to open up to your snacks.
Just live your
Just-
fucking
yeah,
life.
just let it rip.
Just
You
live
have
your-
to.
Let it rip
I'll
potato
blatantly
chip.
fart
Oh, I know.
at a quiet part of a movie theater.
And people
I'm
go,
not surprised.
nice.
You just
Noise.
fucking full rows up, and y'all hear, "Aw." What the fuck?
And the best
Sure.
part, it's
You
probably
just,
like,
you just randomly hear a. Slow clap.
That's what movie.
Good job, buddy.
It's fucking slow clap. Anyways, box office that week. This is November 17th, 1995. Last week we had a pretty good one. Let's see if this can match the top 10 from there.
It was
December.
Number
Christmas?
10, Now and Then.
Oh, that's a
We're starting off good,
great
apparently.
movie. Oh my
Who's in
god.
it?
So a lot of people. Rosie O'Donnell's in it.
Oh, I
Demi
like-
Moore's in
I
it.
like a Demi.
Demi Moore is in it. Christine
Damn,
Ricci.
it's like all the
Ricci.
chicks got together from that era and made a
So
movie.
well, it's four young girls, and then they play the younger versions of the adults.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah. Okay, I've seen this.
What's her face? What's that blonde's name? Melanie.
She has a name.
The hot one. Why did you?
I'm
Melanie
trying to just
Griffith?
click the picture.
Melanie Griffith?
Thora Birch.
Yeah, Melanie Griffith, but also Rita Wilson, Tom Hanks' wife.
Gabby
she's in it.
Hoffman, Ashley Austin.
You would recognize them. When
Ashley Ashton.
Thora
Demi Moore,
Thora
Rosie
Birch.
O'Donnell,
She's been in a lot of things.
Rita Wilson, Christina Ricci.
Christina Ricci. But it's a I mean it's a girls movie more
Sure.
than anything. But
Apparently.
it's these women get together as adults. They haven't seen each other in a long time, but they all grew up together. But they get together because one of them is having a baby. So they get together.
Having a baby.
But while they're together, they're reminiscing. So it shows a lot of like chunks of flashbacks of them younger,
Chunks.
and it's showing them like the summer they all got really really close. Like that they went through something, and it was like, but it's a good one.
Yes, it's a chick movie.
I said that. You don't have to whisper it. I don't say that a lot because you know me. I don't believe that there are
There's a Rosie
Normal
O'Donnell
Movies
movie.
for other people.
guy and girl movies, but I do think this one is. But it's because it's a coming of age for girls. So like yeah, it is going to be more of a girl movie.
Would you say it's a period piece?
We did it. We did it.
You just gotta wait. It's all about timing.
A coming of age tale.
Anyways,
Brendan Fraser's in it.
There's a movie
God
that.
You hear me?
Yeah, I like Brendan Fraser.
He's in it.
He's not in it.
He's
for
only in
very
it for
long,
like
yeah,
5
I was
minutes,
gonna
but
say.
he's in it.
okay.
He makes a
He's a
guest-
war vet
guest
with an
star.
earring.
Oh, nice.
They run into him as he's like hitchhiking home
from the war.
from whatever. He got injured, so he was back home. But
Okay, he's hitchhiking home from the war. Hitchhiking from Vietnam.
I just went a boat for
I was
fucking
Been a
Well,
long
7
travel.
weeks.
Yeah. Anyways, there's a movie that Rosie O'Donnell and Dan Aykroyd did together, and you would think this is 1994. You would think that would be like
big stuff.
big stuff. It was called Exit to Eden. I don't know if I can even explain this movie to you because it
Sounds
has
like a
to
soft
do.
porn.
Yeah, it has to do with like some BDSM stuff.
Oh,
Elliot
nailed it.
Elliot heads for the sexual fantasy island Eden. He takes some photos of diamond smugglers. They and undercover cops want the photos and follow him to Eden. Him and Rosie O'Donnell are the cops, and they go to this like sex island. It has a 4.2 on IMDb,
I
and
just
this
called
movie
that shit.
wait,
though.
it's
Hold on.
called Eden.
Exit to Eden. This
It's
movie,
called, but the island was called Eden.
yeah,
That's what the island in Couples Retreat was called.
Nice.
There was the
Eden.
couple side and there was
Yep.
the single side. Eden.
love that guy.
Welcome to Eden. Stanley, spelled with a C.
What? The funny thing about this movie is you cannot find it anywhere.
I genuinely hate that these days. Like with all of the streaming
Something
sites
just
and
went
stuff,
missing,
I feel like there
especially
should
if
be
they were shitty.
ways to
Right.
find movies.
Well, that's the thing. It's one of those things like, hey, let's not have people watch this. Its Rotten Tomatoes score is a 5%,
Oh God.
and it's almost 2 hours long.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It was yeah. Let's just leave it at that. Number 9. It's going to be a little weird. 7.
Oh
Great movie.
yeah.
What was in the box?
Ahead.
Who's in the box?
Yeah.
I saw this Reddit post the other day. It was like, finally watched 7, so that's what all those memes meant, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking head.
Yeah. That's one of his best roles.
Which one? Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman,
Brad Pitt.
Kevin Spacey,
Kevin Spacey just being himself. But yeah.
the Goop lady. What's her name? Why can't I think? Goop lady. Her
Gwyneth
head's in the
Paltrow.
box.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Sure.
I think, and look, he's a great actor. Done a bunch of great fucking roles.
Mm.
Brad Pitt. But if you haven't watched his insane shit in 12 Monkeys Like one of his first things
Like
he's
OG,
ever done.
OG Pit.
It was amazing.
12 Monkeys is a really good movie
Mm-hmm.
that, as a child, I shouldn't have watched because it warped my perception of time.
It does that.
Yeah.
It does that.
And also, it kind of predicted some shit here coming up
Maybe
with
that'd be a good
COVID.
one.
With COVID,
Maybe we should do that one.
think about that,
I'll go
right?
on my list.
But it was monkeys,
It's-
wasn't it?
you
The
have-
monkey,
you
the virus
control-
came from monkeys
You
instead of
control your
bats.
list.
What?
You control your list.
You control your list.
I do.
Outbreak. It also came from Monkey. The movie Outbreak.
Yeah. AIDS. AIDS. Number 8. I tried. Home for the Holidays. That is the JTT one, right? Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Where he's trying to
the
get home.
heartbreak of the 90s. Heartbreaker of the 90s.
Home
Heartthrob.
for
The holidays. Heartthrob. He was breaking hearts.
Heartbreak. Was he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
oh,
I'm a little girl.
100%.
I can't get with him. He's breaking my heart.
Yeah, where he's trying to get home.
Yeah.
Is it Home for the Holidays?
Yes, Home
It
for the
would be
Holidays.
It would be this one.
I don't know. The covers don't really ring a bell too much.
Go back to the.
Not the Chevy Chase one. Here's Chevy. We fucked up, Brian. We fucked
1995,
up.
So it's this one.
Sure.
So click this.
What was the next one, Steve? While we keep going.
No, I
so
got
that
it
we're
right
not-
here. Home for the Holidays. Oh, no, we
No,
are
this
wrong.
This isn't JTT.
It is
Jodie
not.
Foster.
Holly Hunter,
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr., Charles Dunning, Dylan McDermott,
This is right before he
Dylan.
had
Why
his
did it say?
downfall.
Why did it say Jodie
Steve
Foster? on that?
Guttenberg, Claire Danes, and Bancroft. Home for the Holidays. Yeah.
So I'm
that's
gonna
that
share
one, 95.
something.
Oh God, no. I'm sorry. What?
She just farted.
I don't know why,
From the.
but like a year ago,
Okay.
and I don't know what triggered it, like
Oh,
where it
no.
came from.
Oh no.
But I think I was on a trip somewhere.
I was on a
I think it was
retreat.
when me and
You
my
got a
friend
rash.
Kaylee went on a trip, and I had a
Yep.
quite intimate dream about Dylan McDermott. And
Oh,
I have no
nice.
idea where it came from.
I mean,
I have
there's
no idea where it came from.
No
Sure.
shame. No shame.
I don't know
Could-
what I would have seen or
I was
or
gonna
watched
say, if
that
you
like
haven't
he
watched
came
him
on.
in a while, and then it's like, ooh, Dylan. What's
It was
up?
definitely like, and it was
What's
definitely
up,
like,
Dylan?
it was definitely like bad boy Dylan vibe too.
Like, he hasn't shaved in
But
a while.
like he looked like himself in
the
like
campaign.
No, he
Oh,
looked like
shit.
himself in like oh my god, horror stories, American Horror Stories.
There you go.
Like this first season, the house one that he was
Yep.
in.
Only
He
good.
kind of looked like that, but he also had a leather jacket. I don't know if he had it in that
Something about a leather
Jacket.
jacket,
show,
man.
but he looked like
we know her
himself
type.
there. So it wasn't even like young Dylan. You know,
Was he
you
a
know,
little
it was.
clean shaved, or did he have a little?
No,
you
he
know-
had some scruff.
He had some scrub. Okay,
Yes.
so we
It's all
know
about
we're,
the scruff
we're,
too,
we're
man.
learning
Doesn't
things here.
I was very confused for a few days after that. I was like, am I supposed to break up with Derek
Do
at
I
this
like
point?
boys?
Yeah, you gotta go
Do I
find
need to
Dylan.
go find Dylan?
Call him. I bet you at this point you could probably get his digits.
Maybe.
They're out there.
He's on a show or something now, isn't he?
Okay, but that he needs work.
Can't remember. I'm gonna give him work. Is
Exactly.
that what-
He's like a layup.
I
yeah,
am a lot of work.
I mean, and you can go anywhere you want with that. Number 7, a very odd, decisive movie that I somehow like vividly remember. Powder.
I
Oh,
hate
the
that
drug.
movie. I
the
hate that.
drug.
No, not the
lesbian.
drug movie. Not the drug movie. Not the
man,
drug
the
movie.
man who was just white,
Uh.
bald, just white like powder.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. I got you. I'm there.
And he's like staring at a deer or something at like in a point in the movie, and you're like, what's going on?
He
there?
bent spoons.
Yes.
I don't like that movie. Do
How
you know
many
why?
of you guys try to stare at a spoon and bend it with your mind?
Never.
All the time.
Do you know?
I still
I
do.
don't like that movie because that movie.
Remember in Accepted where he's like, I'm here because I want to learn how to blow stuff up with my mind. And at the end of the movie, see, I told you.
It's so good.
That
You're trying to
movie-
bend a ladle.
That movie gave a lot of kids a fun new nickname for me. So
Oh.
Powder?
Because she's white.
I mean, join the club.
He's also white.
on.
I'm getting a tan this year. I'm out golfing. So
Nice. Getting out in the sun, touching
Yes.
some grass. I'm proud of you.
I am actually. I'm picking it up and I'm letting it go to see where the wind's going.
actually,
Fucking
my
get the fuck
ex,
outta here.
my ex, and by my ex I mean only a little over a decade. Like the one right before Carrick, he even called me Powder one time, and I was like, cool.
We're done here. That's what broke
Like
the camel's
like
powdered
while
back.
we were dating, like while we were dating.
Sure.
Oh, it's so funny. Thanks. It's fun to laugh at yourself.
Some things you can't take back.
No, you cannot. God damn. Number 6, Copycat.
No idea.
I don't either.
Do the thing.
Do the thing, Walter. Use the Googles.
I think it's 2 words.
I don't know, but we're gonna somehow
You're
figure
looking
out.
right at it. What do you mean you don't know?
I'm gonna somehow figure out a way to.
Is that Sigourney Weaver?
Yeah.
Ooh, I like Sigourney. I like a
Copycat
little
Uncle
Sigourney.
Movie. Copycat.
Dermot,
Is in this too?
not Dylan McDermott. Dermot
Mulaney.
Yeah.
Oh,
An
that's the guy.
agoraphobic-
Maroney. You know what's fucking weird about that? I was just thinking.
Holly Hunter.
I was thinking about this dude in my
That's
brain.
funny, right?
An
Yeah.
agoraphobic psychologist and female detective must work together to take down a
I
serial
really
killer.
like that you sounded out agoraphobic.
Okay, I want to say
I've
something.
never said that before.
Agoraphobic.
I wanted to go slow with that one.
Spell that for me.
Agoraphobic.
When you Dylan McDermott,
You were thinking
in my head, he is
Dermot
Mulroney, but I
Different
know
people.
he's not. I know he's not. But I always think of him when that person comes up.
It's
Officer
because
Maroney.
Dermot, like it
Sure,
does, yeah.
but what the fuck? Why would 2 movies not in a row, but why would those 2 movies come up and now they're together?
And also Holly Hunter's in both of them.
95.
Sigourney
There was a time.
Weaver.
There was a time and place.
Okay, number 5.
You know what Dermot?
There was a good
It's
movie.
got Harry Connick Jr. in it too.
I love Harry Connick Jr.
Oh, piano
She
prodigy.
was his
Will
rich
Patton.
man.
I like Will Patton. There's a good movie with Dylan. No, sorry, the other one, the one Mulroney, and what was the whatever Grace?
Excuse me.
What was the big
Oh, Deborah Messing.
Deborah
Wedding
Messing?
Date.
Great movie.
It's cute.
I actually
Cute,
like
cute,
that movie.
Cute.
Yeah.
And you don't expect
Right.
stuff.
Yeah, it's good. Number
Amy
5.
Adams
Amy Adams.
Also in that.
Oh my god.
as a blonde.
Right. She's also in Tenacious D.
Yes.
People forget about
Yes.
that. Number 5. Get Shorty.
Ooh. Yeah.
I have no idea. What does get short? Hold on. I'll look at my name. You guys keep going.
Oh my God.
This is up your alley.
I'm
This would
genuinely
be-
upset by that.
Yeah, you would.
John Travolta.
No, never seen it.
It's good.
Watch it.
Good.
Don't click on that because I want you to watch it because I also feel like we should do it at some point.
It's got Vito in it, so
It's a good movie.
Get
alright.
Cool is
A burn.
I feel like more in some ways more
Wish I could get cool.
entertaining.
I don't. Yes. Isn't The Rock in that
Be
one?
Cool, which is the second of, which is kind of the follow up of
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
Shorty. Yes, The Rock is in it and he's hilarious. So is Vince Vaughn, hilarious in that movie.
Yes.
Don't like his language, his use of language in that movie, but he's hilarious in it.
He didn't write it.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Number
yeah.
4, It Takes Two.
That's a big one.
I don't know this.
This top 10 is better than last week's. Sorry, not sorry.
I don't know what It Takes Two is.
The Olsen twins.
Oh, I checked it
It's
out.
basically the Parent Trap, but
I'm sorry.
with them.
There's only one pair of
Lindsay
twins.
Lohan, and that's what he's
and
gonna
it's
get
Lindsay
at.
Lohan.
But It Takes Two is a great movie.
great movie.
One's like living a big old lump. It's her dad.
Like her dad's wealthy.
and wealthy.
I
and
have
then
seen it.
it's-
I have seen it. Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
Other
yeah.
one's a foster child.
And they're in
There was
camp.
there was the ones that came out like after this that weren't as big when they were kind of like winding down. Where I was like,
This one's great. This one still comes
It's
on
good.
periodically. I
well,
think.
when they were younger, I feel like it's
yeah.
different. When they were older, I feel like they had to put more into like
You know what's
their
disgusting?
acting and stuff.
And you know what I'm going to say here? The web page countered down to when they turned 18.
Oh yeah, no.
that
I
was
don't
a
like that.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It Takes Two is one of the
Weird.
only Olsen movies you can find on like a lot of the streaming things.
Oh, really?
There's only a handful of them, and I genuinely wish, because there were ones that I watched when I was younger, when they were a little older, like Holiday in the Sun and
Is that
like
the one where they're like pretend to be detectives?
when they're those were the younger
I spelled it
ones.
wrong.
Well,
No.
Sarah, you
When
give
in
me
Rome is
you give
another
me the
one.
list of the movies that you want to watch from them, and it might be up on Plex soon.
Well, I need Holiday in the Sun,
Just every Olsen.
and I
Twins
need
movie.
there was another one where they went to Australia in the witness protection program, and I don't remember what the name.
I
of
have
it is.
That's
seen
the
that.
one I
I've
was
seen that.
thinking
I don't
yeah.
remember what
about.
the name of it is.
Something probably
The
down under.
challenge.
What's funny
when
is, I
around
also
getting
remember
there.
being younger watching the movies, thinking like the boys in the movies were cute, and then I see them later, and I'm like,
Oh.
no,
No.
not really.
But objectively, if you're watching it now, you should not think
I
they're
shouldn't. Well, what I mean is, I go, what was I thinking? Like,
right. Here's a weird
What was my
question.
type back then?
Hold on. Here's a weird question, and
I feel
I
like
don't
it's
like
a,
the
I don't.
rhythm
I'm
going.
not really sure.
we
wanna
can
get it.
answer this if we want to. But let's say
Maybe
you're
we don't.
watching a movie as
Do?
a child,
Yes.
and you're like
didn't.
you're watching Cadet Kelly or something, right?
Our
You're
lips
like,
are sealed.
and you're like,
That's the
man, Lizzie
Oscar.
McGuire looks pretty good, and I'm 12 years old and she's 12 years old. Cool. But then you watch it now, back then, can you still think she looks good? Because at the time...
Nope.
Hold on.
No.
At the time, you
No.
were 12 when you had that
No,
thought.
I think it's different. No, I think it's different. I don't think you're looking at her going, oh, I think she still looks good. I think it's a nostalgic feeling. Like, oh, I used to have a crush on her.
That's the
You're
question.
looking at a
I think those are
14-year-old
different
girl on
things.
TV.
Yeah, those are
That's
different
not
things.
Okay.
You're not going, oh, yeah, I'd hit that.
So the
If you're
difference
like,
would be...
if you're like looking at her on TV, going, you should see what her ass looks like now. That's okay.
That's
She's
different.
beautiful.
Agreed. That's why I brought this up, because
Beautiful
it's not
girl.
like somebody just
Oh,
disappeared or
Passport to
whatever.
Paris.
So here's the difference then. If I watch that movie today without ever seeing it as a child, then that would be fucked up.
I know
Yes.
my next movie.
Write
Holiday-
it down, because you're going to forget it.
Megan Fox.
James the Giant.
Megan Fox was in Holiday in the Sun.
She's been in a lot of weird stuff in the background, you know.
She was she was the bully in the movie.
No, I'm saying.
She was also in
Before
with
this.
Lindsay Lohan, Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, as the bully.
Yeah.
Remember James and the Giant Peach,
Yes.
please. Thank you.
That movie's low-key creepy.
100%.
Yeah.
Very.
Tim Burton,
Like-
right? Is it Tim Burton?
No.
No, I actually don't think it is.
It just
But
looks like
styled
it. Okay.
after it, yeah.
Anyways.
Top 3 that week, in no particular order, Goldeneye is in it. The American President, Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls.
Oh shit.
I don't know what
Ace
what is the
Ventura,
American president?
James Bond, and President.
Okay, I'm just gonna
Top to bottom.
I'm gonna say that I agree.
There's something on the wing.
I'm just gonna say
Some-
that I agree. I don't even know what the American president is.
I'm sorry, what were you saying? Peanut. And then he's eating sunflower seeds. It makes no sense.
Didn't we
all right.
just talk about the other Ace Ventura movie last week?
Yes.
Was it in the top 10 last week? The other one?
No, but it came up for some reason. I think maybe the first one was. The first one was. And
That's
then
what
we
I'm
were,
saying. The other one
Yes. Ace Ventura.
These came out close. They came out pretty close to each other.
Pet Detective.
was in the.
Yeah, last week.
That's weird.
And then
Right.
we said, what's the better one? And you said the right choice, which is this one. And
The
Wally's
second
going,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
way
100%.
better. Bumblebee tuna?
100%.
Bumblebee tuna. Excuse
What is
me,
the
but your
movie? Is it
balls are
Meet
short.
the Parents?
Bumblebee
The
tuna.
second Meet the Parents, where they use Bumblebee tuna, like when he's getting agitated, and she goes Bumblebee tuna.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, and Meet the
Fockers?
Fockers. Because he's trying to get like his. I think it's the second one where he's trying to get his anger under control. So they have like a word. Or like a, like a code word for like,
Bumblebee
hey,
tuna.
hey.
That's a good word.
And I think she goes
Goosefraba.
Bumblebee tuna. I have to look because I really feel like that's it for some
That's
reason.
going to be me and my wife's new safe word is Bumblebee tuna.
Bumblebee tuna. I'm a Bumblebee tuna.
International Women's Day or whatever. Bumblebee tuna.
All right, did I get it right?
No,
Okay.
number
Tara,
one.
what'd you guess?
sorry. She guessed
I
the same as
agreed
you.
with
Same
you
thing,
because I
okay.
just didn't know.
Number 1, Goldeneye. Number 2, Ace Ventura, When Nature
Okay.
Calls. Number 3, The American President. I don't even know what that is. Probably
Oh,
Robert Redford or some shit. Get off my plane. Sorry, that's Air Force One.
Which is a great movie.
Great, fucking
Oh,
Gary
it's
Oldman.
not.
Come on.
I don't know why I thought it was Bumblebee tuna. It's not Bumblebee tuna that she says. She says muskrat. That's very different.
Completely.
Yeah, I don't know where they came
Tuna
from.
muskrat.
Oh, yeah, guess who's in this?
Michael
Mike
Douglas.
Mike Douglas.
Mike
The real
Douglas.
Mike Douglas or the stage actor named Mike
I
Douglas?
feel like
The
I heard
famous
Bumblebee
actor
tuna
Mike.
in something else. I thought that's what it was.
Annette
but-
Bening.
Okay.
Also in this.
I like Annette Bening. She's been benning some Annettes.
I don't know.
Budget time. What do we think it costs to make Goldeneye?
A lot of money.
In 95. Well, 94 probably, right? But what do you think?
85 million.
$85 million.
They blew up a lot of shit.
Well,
They also had a lot of
they did.
miniatures.
Yep. You could tell.
Very
That
easily.
one plane, I was like,
Yeah.
that scale doesn't look right. That ain't 1/64th. What do you think?
$67 million.
$67 million. I guessed $45 million. Pierce Brosnan's not a big name at this point. They ain't paying him like.
But,
But
this
at
is
the-
revamping the
You're right.
franchise,
You're right.
too.
Actual budget, $60 million.
Nice. Tara got it.
Well, she was
I
over.
was spot on last week. What was it? I don't remember.
What did we even do last? Why do I don't fucking remember?
We had to do a it was Deep Blue Sea.
Oh, it was
I struck it out of my mind. Struck it out of my mind.
The movie just gone.
But yeah, I got it spot on. Like it was exact.
Hold on.
Somehow.
Quick review. Deep
I don't
Blue
want to do
Sea.
that. I don't want to.
Wally, go.
It's great. It's phenomenal. It's the dumbest fucking movie that's shark related that you're ever gonna watch.
No, it's
LL
not.
Cool J
Sharknado.
lives.
Sharknado.
That doesn't count. That was not trying to take itself
I feel
seriously.
like
This
the Meg.
was.
I feel like the Meg is also kind of dumb. to be
LL
honest
Cool
with
J
you.
wins in this.
I'm a
Those
little
are the
upset that
shows.
Jason Statham even agreed to do the Meg.
Jason Statham.
Like,
Him and Michael Caine should get together and make a movie.
Michael Caine.
Starring Jason Statham.
Speaking-
Michael Caine.
of Bumblebee
Jason
Tuna
Statham.
and Jason Statham.
Jason
We just
Statham.
watched his new movie Bumblebee.
Was it
that I
all
think
right?
is on Prime.
It's probably all right.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you think it would
It's
be.
Jason
Yes, it
Statham
is.
in a fucking
Oh,
movie.
did you watch it too?
I saw it in
Yeah.
theaters.
It's what you would expect.
I know what my next movie is.
You'll like it,
Oh God.
but you won't. But you
Is
will.
it a Jason Statham movie? Oh God.
Is that
Sorry.
2? Is that 2 or
He
1?
dunks it in.
No,
Is that
it's
the
one.
first one or
It's
the,
one.
is the first one?
It's
Okay.
the second one.
Okay.
I thought it was the first one.
It's the second one.
I don't feel like
You
I've seen
can't
the
go
second-
that hard in the first.
It's the second one.
Okay.
Because we'll get to it. Box office. What do we think this movie made overall in its box office run?
115 million.
115. Don't stare at him. It's not. He's not going to give you the answers.
Dude,
If
she always
anything,
does
stare
this.
at me. I'm staring at the answer.
One.
Hold it. Okay. Never mind. I was going to see if I can read it. And go,
123 million. One,
I-
two, three.
123. I guessed $95 million. Opening weekend, it made $26.2 million. Overall, it made $356.4 million.
God
I'm
damn,
honest, I'm
boy.
kinda
That's why they
offended by
made a
that.
video
You're
game.
right.
Yeah, I'm
They're-
kinda-
they probably didn't until that, and they're like, "Oh fuck, let's
Yeah,
go."
yeah,
I feel like
they
I'm
jump
genuine.
right
I'm
on it.
like
But first,
offended.
we need to make the song. And there's in the. Or whatever that thing. Amazing. Those memes are correct when it's like the people in the studio making it, like, didn't have to go that hard. They're just like,
Fuck yeah.
I really liked in the games where like like when he would have to go up and communicate with people and things, like they were all their boobs were literally all like
Cone
about to
boobs.
come out of their fucking
have you not played
dresses.
Tomb,
Like, they're
Tomb
just
Raider?
like-
Perfect.
I love Tomb Raider.
But have you played like the originals?
Cone boobs.
We've talked about
Probably
this.
not.
Yeah.
All polygons.
Just two, well, probably 1, 2, 3.
I
Four
actually feel like they were. Well, I don't.
Each
Again,
movie. That's
we
8 polygons.
we went over this before, and I can't remember exactly which James Bond movie I got or James Bond game I got into, but I feel like their boobs were round. Were like the right shape,
That is misleading.
but they were large.
In the
still.
games?
like all of them. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, you think they are, and then you go back and play the game, you're like, oh, this is way different than I thought I remembered this.
Every video game in your brain is way better looking and way better
Until you go back
until
to
you
it.
go back and play it. Except for Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3.
Nailed it.
Maybe I'll go back since I don't have my Jurassic game to play. I won't get a new Jurassic one for what?
you
It's
ever
like another
played-
year and a half now.
The Lost World for PS1.
So good.
No,
if you
I've never
can
had
beat,
PlayStation. So.
If you could beat the first level in that game, I will pay you
Nice.
$100.
You're a little dinosaur. You got to run around.
I would have to use $100 probably to find
Oh, I have it.
a
You
way
gotta
to
eat
play
bugs and shit.
I have it, and we can play it right now. I will give you a time limit of 6 hours.
it. Take it to
It's hard.
1 a.m. in the
it's like
morning.
it's like the second level of Lion King or third, whatever the
It's ridiculous.
Which one are you thinking? Are you thinking of the
SNES one.
Yeah.
what?
Even the Aladdin game was hard.
The part where he's like, gonna be the main event. Whatever part of that is.
Damn it, Lion King
The
is
one
amazing.
where he
So
rides the
good.
bird
Yeah,
and
but
is
you
on
gotta
the.
you gotta do that part in the game, and it's the hardest part of the
I
game.
just want to listen to Disney.
I can
fucking
get
songs
through
now.
like the first 5 levels of
They
Lion
have metal
King.
versions of it, by the way. It's pretty
No.
good too.
I'm sure it's amazing.
You
No.
think that?
I just played.
No, no.
Listen,
and then they did all of Tarzan.
I know, but it's fine.
And then I was like, okay.
I'm just gonna listen to
Listen.
Genesis and Disney fucking movies.
I
from the
just
90s.
played.
We're good.
I just played the Lion King game just like a couple months ago because you can get them on Xbox and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah, yeah.
now, and the levels were like even as a grown up the same level of difficulty. I feel like, but I still got stuck on the same fucking level that I got stuck on when I was younger.
It's this.
I
that's
thought
the
in
level.
my
It's
mind
that
I was like,
level.
I'm a grown up now. I'm going to
No.
get through this level. I need
It's
to know what the rest of the
actually
game is
harder.
like. And yeah, it was more frustrating.
Yeah.
By the way, the challenge still stands. 6 hours to beat the first level of The Lost World for PS1. Even Wally. $100.
I know. I'm not doing that.
Exactly.
I know better. I tried
This-
that when I was younger.
This motherfucker is the connoisseur of games. Destiny top, what was it?
Maybe it takes a female brain.
I could beat.
You said you were in the top, what, like 15% of Destiny 2?
Dude, I was way like 0.01.
0.01 percentage.
I had made it to like Call of Duty. I made it with that Call of Duty almost too.
And this man won't even take that challenge.
It's a hard fucking
'Cause he
challenge,
knows.
dude. That's
Yes.
not an easy.
No, it's not.
Platforming game challenges are a different fucking animal than. You see those guys doing the Mario building ones?
It's
Have you
wild.
seen that?
It's wild.
shit?
Where you have to hit everything
Yeah.
perfectly. And the only way you beat it is if you made the fucking level.
Yep.
I just yesterday came across the episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine where Andy Samberg gets like kidnapped by some bad guy.
Sure.
And he says something to him about beating Wario, and he's like, he's like, "You've beaten Wario?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, all you have to do is, oh shit, they're here." And he's like, "Wait, no, you have to tell me how you beat Wario."
That's funny. Tell me time at a time. The Rotten Tomatoes score, critics and audience out of 100%. What do we think?
Critics audience 71 even.
71 even.
Both sides.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Okay, never mind.
Don't give any fucking
I'm not.
accidental
I'm not.
hints.
I'm gonna say 57-65.
57 critics, 65 audience. I guessed 42 critics, 64 audience. It is critics 80%, audience 83%.
That's honestly embarrassing.
IMDb 7.2.
Honestly embarrassing.
So, let's talk
I feel
about
like people
this.
have got to be rating this as a comedy. No, like
This-
come on.
This, when you think of James Bond movies,
I'm gonna say this on.
there's only really 2 or 3 that you say out loud, and this is one of them.
You're right.
So,
And do you think the N64 game skews?
100%.
Yeah.
At least our generation, right?
I think so.
Do you think
'Cause
a
you're
lot
just
of these
"Ah,
ratings
movie
are from-
fucking sucks, but the game was great. I'll tell fucking.
But like,
eight out of
think
10."
about that. I mean, these ratings that are online, obviously, they're not from back then
Mm-hmm.
because you couldn't have done it back then. So like,
Very true. But I will say this: staring at
the blank page is before you.
the
Open
Rotten
up
Tomatoes
dirty
actual
window.
website, they do go back and grab reviews that people have made.
Whenever they used
Critics-wise.
illuminate in a song.
Illumination.
Whenever they use illuminate in any other song, but
You're not wrong.
anyways.
There's
fucking
86.
jumped in.
There's 86 critic reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, which I will say is very low. But there's over 250,000 audience scores. So that is a big aggregate to pull from to get an 83. Now, most people are not going to say in today's age, I just watched Goldeneye, let me go on Rotten Tomatoes and give it a score.
Yeah.
Another thing, too,
But over 250,000 people did.
this is probably the perfect portrayal of James Bond in my eyes. It's the perfect balance of him as like a secret agent, him as a badass,
Secret
and
Asian man.
and having swag.
He does have fucking swag in this
Because
movie.
if you go to other James Bonds, they excel at one of those
You're right.
3 things.
You're right.
Pierce Brosnan, he probably does
You know,
the best James Bond. Not my favorite, but the best one.
And the funny thing
Because
is,
Craig's too serious, right? The newer ones are all
Yeah.
too serious.
the funny thing to me is, in this movie, in particular, just, you know what, in every James Bond movie that Pierce Brosnan was in,
Brosnan.
Whatever.
he just doesn't look like a superhero. Like, because
No.
let's be real,
No.
007 is a superhero. He just looks like a random guy, which you kind of want if you are going to be a spy, right?
Yeah, just makes good choices real quick.
But not only that, like there's some parts where he takes his shirt off, and you're like, okay, that's
Why?
just a random dude.
That's how it was back in the day.
No,
though. That was before it
Right,
became...
like no one's
Yeah,
ripped,
yeah.
you know what I mean? But even in the subsequent movies afterwards, he never got like in shape. You know what I
No.
mean? Daniel Craig sitting on that chair, ass naked, getting his fucking junk
Ball
hit.
bag hit with a rope.
Motherfucker was looking fine.
Shit.
What I'm saying though is Pierce Brosnan takes his shirt off. I'm like, yo, I could go see that down at the fucking public pool in Wildwood.
Yeah.
Like same guy, kind of guy, right? But this chick was just like, oh yeah, what's up?
He's kind of got it. He's a good looking dude.
It's the swagger.
He is. He's got it. Whatever it, he's got it. He probably
scene-
smells.
It's the license
he
to
probably
kill.
smells like a sweet whiskey cinnamon or something like that.
You know, probably. And then he
No,
smells
he
like a
gives
nice
the vibe that
leather-bound book.
He gives the vibe that he smells like oak or
Yeah,
like
yeah, like-
cedar or something.
Exactly,
You know
sure.
what I mean? And
See?
cigars.
Yeah. Okay.
See?
The scene
And
in
that's
which
not a vibe.
he
Not
first
cigars.
not
I
for
don't
me.
think cigars.
Yes, totally.
the scene in which he first meets the CIA guy, and he's trying to get in that car or whatever, that shows his amount of like swagger to me, right? Because the CIA guy is testing him as well as he's testing the CIA guy. Right. And then they become like best fucking friends through the movie.
See, it's male gaze. It's the male gaze.
Yeah.
Right? That's how you go up to another dude, you fucking do some manly shit. The other dude recognizes it and you're like,
we're best friends.
Yeah, nailed.
Right.
Nailed
but
it.
before that, you're just like, fuck this guy.
That's how it is, man. That's
Fuck
how
this guy.
dudes interact.
That's 100% what it is.
Yeah,
Until something happens for you guys to look at each other and be like, that was pretty cool. Yeah, wasn't it? All right, yeah.
Exactly.
Before that, it's fuck you.
Exactly.
I don't like this mother. Get out of here. Like, you know. But then all of a sudden you do something cool and you're just like, this guy's all right. This guy's
That's
pretty
all right.
cool.
Yeah.
Fucking he starts playing SSX Tricky on PlayStation
Hand me
2
the
and doing some
Phillips,
crazy
Jimmy.
shit. Right? And he's doing something and I'm like, he's not even turning anything. And then he just fucking nails the thing and it starts and I'm like, all right.
Yep.
We're in.
Yep.
I like it. Okay. New segment that's going to be reoccurring on here. We did it once. We're going to do it again. It's called the IMDb top and lowest reviews ever on the site of the movie. We're going to go top first. This is from England James. Sorry.
This sounds a little bit biased already.
Right. March of 20...
Are we sure James Bond didn't leave this himself?
This is March of 2006. The
Damn.
name...
2006.
Is that how you say that?
It's fine with me.
2006. The name's Bond, James Bond. What a film that contains four things. It contains humor, action, Russians, and tanks. And with all these things combined means a great British film. With quotes, scratch his head. Yeah, well, the film still deserves a 10 for sheer class. It also includes Russians, which have spasms making them strangely jump. Some viewers may take this offensively because here at James Bond Co., we love you all. Load shotgun. See you later. In conclusion, this film rules. P.S. If you haven't seen this film, you are not complete. Get it, 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 get it. This guy's high as fuck.
I would tell people to watch this.
Oh my
10 out of 10 he gave
God.
it. 10
Oh
out
my
of 10.
God.
I'd tell people to watch it.
Low. 1 out of 10 from Adam5329 of
Modern.
November 1998.
Oh, yeah.
Warning, spoilers. This is probably the weakest in the series with a Bond and villain who's simpler at one another, more like girls in a convent school than two hardened secret agents. I think that might be a typo, simper, whatever. After an absence of almost 8 years, it's easy to see why a new generation of fans who've never seen Connery, Moore, and some decent
There
Bond
it
films
is.
on the big screen would take this, what it is, like a TV movie. They should get some of the older films on video or DVD and find what they're missing because this one's got turkey written all over it. To start with the opening sequence, these usually create the atmosphere in which the audience is able to suspend disbelief for the rest of the film. Unfortunately, the death-defying opening stunt where Bond parachutes over a cliff defies the laws of gravity and catches up with a plane already in free fall simply by leaping after it is clearly just nonsense. Compare this with the opening scene in Moonraker in which Moore's Bond catches up with a man already in free fall by using known parachuting techniques. Sorry guys, but even Moonraker is better able to suspend disbelief than this. At least Moonraker didn't look like it was filmed entirely with computer graphics package. That's a weird way to say that. The next problem is Bean's character's motivation. He changes his reason for doing what he's doing 2 or 3 times. His family was sent back to Russia to be executed by Stalin, which must mean Mr. Bean at least 65 to start with. He hates Britain. Well, that's not unreasonable. Okay. He also hates Bond. He's doing it for the money. Yeah, gods. Can't he just make up his own mind? They're giving him the scar, so he's the bad guy. And was he already a traitor at the time of the opening sequence or not? That is a run-on fucking sentence.
Yes, he was already a traitor.
Why doesn't anyone bother to tell us? Aside from these implausibilities, there is a problem of Bronson. He just hasn't got any screen presence. He sounds American, and he looks like he would be unable to pick a fight with a packet of fried potatoes, let alone a real tough guy. After 2 Bond films, The Living Daylights and License to Kill, in which Timothy Dalton had gone back to Fleming's book for inspiration and found a man haunted by his past who is forced to question the sanity of what he does, but who, when action is called for, does not hesitate to do what he knows to be right, Bronson looks a trifle inadequate to say the least. 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10.
Well,
Dalton
he
was not a fan of
almost
Dalton.
word for word said what I was going to say.
Okay.
So I don't really feel like.
There's another thing that's made me realize when we're talking about is the pacing of the older Bond movies are
Yeah.
way different than the pacing of this. The older ones are
90s though,
very
90s.
slow. 100%. You're 100% correct. The other ones would move a little slower, tell a little bit of unfolding dialogue, let you digest it for a minute,
You're not wrong.
and then move on to the next scene. This one force feeds it to you,
Yeah.
and then blows shit up. Force feeds it to you. Sex. Force feeds it to you. Blows shit up.
I mean, he obviously
Force
named a
feeds
couple
you
of
the sex,
qualms
but
already
sure.
in his, but like
Force feeds
one
you
of my
the
other ones,
sex.
like when she first kills that general dude, like on top of him or
Yeah,
whatever, like nobody heard him yelling. Like
He wouldn't like. He was a little loud,
Let's talk
it
about
was very
but
loud.
he's in a metal ship.
Yeah, true.
No,
He was in the ship.
No.
there were windows.
Oh yeah. They would have heard a gunshot.
They would have heard all of
That they would
that.
have heard.
Also, wouldn't other people on that ship know who's supposed to be getting in that helicopter?
Yeah, that's how that works.
Not under masks.
They weren't wearing masks.
They were wearing helmets.
masks.
Okay.
How?
That's how they got away with it.
Was
I'm not
there-
saying it's a
do-
great.
Is it? Oh look, a woman pilot.
Like you still need like the badge and all that. Yeah, honestly, the woman pilot thing probably would have given away first. I feel like
More women are pilots than dudes in a lot of occasions.
in the
especially helicopters.
'90s. In the '90s,
They
don't
killed
know.
two
I'm just
dudes.
saying now.
They literally show the two pilots and they killed them. So,
The other one may put her hair up.
but
Old David grew breasts.
but
Just kidding.
also, but
taking the
also,
hormones.
even the
How
part,
progressive for the 90s.
even the part where he hits the eject thing
Ejectocito.
Oh, how
and
convenient.
stuff. But yeah,
Sorry.
like
Also,
what?
What? Also.
And
I don't know helicopters as well, but
And
I feel
another thing.
like having an ejection seat with a propeller above you, I'm assuming it stops. But the functionality
they all
from
have
that
it.
seems
They
a
all
little
have one,
wacky.
though.
Well, so it's not like it shoots.
Not all helicopters
Hold
have
on.
ejection seats.
It's not like it shoots a seat. It shot the whole cockpit out.
Yeah.
So I feel like
The propellers are
does it
still there,
Bop
though.
the propeller out of the way. Well, it's supposed to go off in the air, not on the ground. You're not going to light up.
Right.
This was very.
I feel like-
Yeah, but
happenstance.
the propeller is still above you in the air or in the ground. On the
Yeah,
ground.
but I'm
it
wondering
knows
is
the
like
timing of the propellers, right? So it shoots it between them.
because
ain't no way.
foot ghost ship.
Yep.
Also,
My head could slide off.
not that like the
What a
rest.
good movie.
Not that like the rest
As
of the
Resident Evil
tank
did it
part
best, I think.
was realistic, but like when he just like turns and just goes through those buildings.
Oh,
On
dude, I
both
love
sides?
the drift. The drift
Are
of
you
the tank and
fucking
the,
kidding
the
me?
sound it makes, the ting ting ting
And
ting
they
ting
did
ting
it.
ting 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 ting.
Before we move on, can you do me a favor? Can you say in a British accent, "You're all going to die down here"?
Like a little girl British accent.
Yes.
No.
We're not looking. Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah, I'm
Please.
looking over here.
Please.
You know what's funny is I've been watching a British show for like
So
like
you're in
a
it.
couple
Do
weeks
it.
now,
Come
and
on,
I
go.
feel like it's
Go.
not. I don't have it.
Do it.
Do it.
I don't have it.
You got it.
You're
don't
not
have it.
going to die down here.
It's
Just
not-
do it.
I don't.
It's Resident Evil.
It's what?
It's from the
Evil
first
movie.
Resident Evil movie.
It's a little kid.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, technically it's AI
Technically, yeah, it's a computer
or,
that
or computer.
this
yeah.
guy made of his daughter. And she's like, "You're all going to die down here."
It's beautiful.
It is
I feel like
actually.
half
the
the
Red
time-
Queen.
I feel like half the time when I try to do a British accent, a lot of times it crosses over into Australian because I go too
Okay.
far.
Yeah, I'm terrible.
Like,
Do an
you know what I
Australian
mean?
little
Like,
girl saying, "You're all going to die down here." I can't. Cranky.
Y'all
Crikey.
going to die down here.
You're all going to die down
Michael
here.
Caine.
You're all going to die
I'm
down
trying
here.
to think how to say
Or
it.
like
as
like a
Christopher
full
Walken.
on like Welsh. You're all going to die down here.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Hey, you're all going to die down here.
Hey,
It's crazy.
down
Whoa.
here.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Foo Fighters. Sorry. All right, who is your favorite character in James?
Never tell.
The American.
That's from Don't Say a Word. That's from Don't Say a Word.
Okay.
I'll never tell.
Yes, thank you.
Brittany Murphy.
That full circle. Now I remember it. That was a good movie.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. So yeah, favorite character.
Ah, she's in
Goldeneye.
that.
What?
The
The other movie.
huh?
The other movie.
She's in Don't Say a Word. The
Why did you get so you scared the shit out of
the
me?
on the top.
On the top.
Dude, she's in X-Men.
Yeah.
Oh, Famke Jensen.
Her. She's
Jansen,
in Don't
Jansen.
Say a Word. She's
Well,
his wife.
God damn.
She's Michael Douglas's wife. She's in that
Girl,
bed.
Mike
Remember?
Douglas.
She's in the bed. Her whole
Oh,
leg is
wow.
broken. Remember?
Yeah. Who's?
Wow, a lot of things tied together today. I feel
Yeah.
like.
Look at us.
Like, hey,
Who's? Okay, Lord of War. You remember that movie?
Nicolas Cage?
Yes.
Sure.
Jared Leto.
Yep.
Yeah. Who's his wife in that movie?
I know it's
She's
been
been
so
in stuff.
long.
And I feel like she was kind of like the Famke Jensen, where she was like, oh, she shows up and you're like, oh, look at you.
It's been so long since I've seen that movie.
It's a great.
I love when he walks in and Jared Leto just has like piles of coke on the table.
It's not piles. He
makes it into
Ukraine.
it's the shape of the country.
Bridget Moynihan.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's another one who I feel like, yeah, you're right.
She just
like,
shows
similar
up
to
and you're
this,
like, oh,
where
look,
she's
it's
been-
Bridget Moynihan.
Where she's been in like a lot of stuff.
Yeah. iRobot. Blue Bloods.
We just watched that this weekend.
iRobot?
Oh my God, this is really weird. A lot of things are tiny. Yeah.
iRobot is a good movie.
We were out of town. We were staying in a hotel, and it was just on one of the channels. You know,
She
when,
was
like,
in
we were
Coyote
flipping.
Ugly or
And-
Coyote Girls.
Yeah, Coyote Ugly. She was not in Coyote Ugly. Oh, she was in Coyote Ugly. Coyote Girls, they are the
Probably a
Coyote
different
Girls,
name.
but Coyote Ugly was the name of the movie.
No, I bet you it's in a different country. It was probably
Coyote Girls.
called Coyote Girls.
But yeah, she
there's
wasn't
a lot. There's a lot that you don't know that there's other names for other movies in different countries.
But yeah, she wasn't that. She was kind of a bitch. She was the bitch in that.
She was kind of a bitch.
She was the Jersey bitch. That's what her nickname was in the movie, Jersey
She
bitch.
was also in High Fidelity, which I like that movie.
Didn't we just bring that one up upstairs too?
We did, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
The Sum of All
This
Fears.
is weird.
John Wick 2.
Yeah, we just
John Wick?
watched iRobot.
Are you doing
Battle
her
of
movies?
Angeles.
Yeah.
I was just there. There's actually a fuck ton.
Gray Matter.
No, he's doing.
The Recruit. Oh my God, I forgot about the
You're doing
Recruit.
Bridget's movies,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Serendipity.
Yeah.
I like that movie. Sex and the City.
Yeah, but she wasn't the main. Yes, she was Big's wife,
Feck in the city.
Natalia,
Natalia. Anyways,
I think that was her
who was
name.
your favorite character in Goldeneye?
the Dayton. Come on,
She was in the movies for fucking 2 minutes.
don't care, boss bitch,
Like literally, she was.
boss bitch.
How long
Who
ago?
else? Who else am I gonna? Come on,
She
come
pulled
on.
a Steve. Picked someone that didn't matter for the fucking movie.
Come on.
Just-
It's also it wasn't her first.
Yes, this was
Yeah.
the first time she was. Oh, and they make it a point to say she's the new M.
So
And it's a woman.
I have
Well,
lots of
how's-
reasoning.
How's a woman going to be good as M?
I have lots of reasonings.
You're right.
So
And also, what's cool is
she wasn't a dame then. I don't think
She was not in the movie at this point. But what's also cool though is she stays being M through this whole cycle of movies to kind of say like, hey, yeah, James Bond, whatever. Pierce Brosnan maybe died. You're right, and that's why we have a new James Bond.
the lore.
I like it. The lore. My favorite character. I mean, it's James Bond. Come on, it's Pierce Brosnan.
Didn't
I
Judi
like her.
Dench like just recently say she's like
I mean, she's fucking old.
she's done acting?
She's got to be fucking
83,
80-something. All right.
No, I
here
think
she
she's
is.
older than that.
87, 83 and a half. Dame Judi Dench.
I feel like I think she's having some eyesight issues or something, and so she's
Who
like,
isn't?
it's not worth 89.
She's
yeah, that's what I
89.
thought.
Holy shit, good for her.
She turns 90 this year.
She on the cusp, dog.
You know how you ever see those commercials, those like news reels of like somebody who turns like 100 or 101 or whatever, and they're always like, what's your secret? And they're always like, well, I smoke 6 fucking packs of cigarettes a day, and I do this, and it's keeping me alive. Do you think those people think every day is their last?
Well, there are
I think
groups.
worrying has a big thing to do with
Stress.
Age.
yeah.
There are
Yeah.
groups that study the cities, they call them centennial cities. Like
Sure.
it's the cities in the world
The
that have
city
the
by the
most
bay.
100 plus aged people.
They probably
and so
have
they kind
no
of look
power
at like
lines.
what their life is like there, what they kind of, and the only reason I know this is because of that Zac Efron show, Down to Earth or whatever, where they're traveling the world, talking about like
Okay,
water
yeah.
issues,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
this stuff. Good show, actually. I never watched the second season, but in the first season, one of the episodes, they went to one of these cities in Italy, and they're talking about like they're literally eating just like carbs and carbs and carbs, but it's like
carbs.
so many people in this city are like living to be 100 plus.
That's kind of wild, right?
And they were teasing Zac Efron because he was like, you know, at this point also really cut and stuff too. And he was talking about protein, and they were basically telling him, yeah, no, people are doing it wrong. Like they're eating way too much protein and like you need more carbs. And he's like, cool, great.
You need all the carbs, and he's like, I'm Zac Efron.
And they're
Have you
like
seen the carbs?
but they also are making their pasta. You know what I mean? Like they do the full, like actually like
roll it, and
rolling
cut
it and everything. Like they're making it handmade.
Linguine. You doing all right?
No, there's like a bunch of scratches.
I felt like
on
it
this
just got
already.
so quiet.
That's
Is
why
it
it's a
because the
ca- a
AC
case cover.
stopped?
Okay.
Was the AC on and then stopped? I feel like it just got so quiet.
It is.
Oh my god.
89 years old.
That's
Judi
a good.
Dench.
That's a good run. Do you think again?
That's a good run. She's done. That's a good run.
Dame Judi Dench dead at 89 and a half.
Ah,
Steve
Maggie
said.
Smith is also 89 now too.
Helen Mirren, 78.
Sorry, I'm just trying to clean this up here, and it's like I'm getting. Sorry. That's all you got.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry. Favorite part or scene in Goldeneye?
You know,
Has to be the part where the guys got the
actresses.
It's the part where the guys got the golden
There's a word
eye.
for women actors. It's actresses.
They're all actors.
So what is the word actress?
I'm about to terror you. Is what
What
I'm
does the
gonna do.
word actress
They're all actors.
relate to then?
He's technically
Women
correct.
and men.
But he typed in old woman actors, and he could have just put older actresses.
Don't
Maggie
correct him.
Smith, yeah, 89. Jane,
Jane
Fonda,
Fonda,
86.
Jane Fonda's 86.
Diane Ross, 80
Damn.
years old.
Diana Ross.
Diana Ross. I thought it was Diane Ross.
Diana Ross.
It's whatever I want to tell it.
Why are there 50-something-year-olds on this list?
Because they're old.
Dolly Parton, 78. I thought she was way older than
Yeah,
that.
me too. Her, no, we're not going to say that.
Rita Moreno.
Sandra Bullock is 59?
Good for her.
She sell her soul? Good Lord, have you seen her?
I don't know. Have we
Oh,
seen her
Lord.
lately?
Yes.
What's the
Other than like maybe a little bit of Botox?
What's the last thing you saw Sandy in that just came out?
That Channing Tatum one.
Well,
That
The
Lost
City-
World.
That
Lost
was
City
like
one?
4 years ago.
No, it wasn't.
That was filmed before COVID.
Bruh.
It was filmed before COVID. A lot of those movies that came out
She
in that time.
just listen.
Listen.
I'd still take her out on a dinner date, dude.
Oh yeah, fucking.
I don't know
we're
what
going.
you're getting at. I can see kind of what you're talking about. She definitely has work.
No, she's got Botox at most.
Yeah.
Like she just has like Botox, but it's
Just let it go, man.
Just let it go.
Let it be.
let it go.
You know,
let
I
it
haven't seen
go.
that movie, and I never will.
Frozen?
Yep.
It's good. But you know what? The second one is better. To be honest with you.
Second one's pretty good.
The second one's definitely better.
Not for me. So, favorite part of scene?
Samantha? I don't even know a Samantha.
Have sex with everybody.
I like
You go,
how
Steve.
you used that to connect to the quote from Frozen 2, and you used that. I'm Samantha. I'm fucking everybody.
Jeez.
She's wind up.
Oh, my God.
I think honestly, my favorite scene is when he jumps off the cliff to catch
The plane.
because the
The plane.
the balls on this man to be like, I got it.
Just on a casual work day, too, right?
Right, like it's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
I got it.
this.
It's fine. You know, whatever.
Lofts himself.
And then he gets in, and it doesn't even look like he's like worried that the plane is free falling straight to the ground,
Yeah.
and he's got to get to the cockpit. And then he gets to the cockpit, and he's like pulling it back, and then it's fine.
Bullet Train and The Lost City were technically her last two that like came out
Bullet Train's good.
already.
She wasn't really in Bullet Train.
You see her at the end.
Yeah, but
But
Literally
you
the
showed
very
her.
end.
she showed up for like a
But
day.
you said when's the last time you saw her in something? It's that.
Okay.
Boom.
Okay, you're not wrong technically. I'll give you that one. Anybody else? Favorite parts of the scene? Goldeneye. That was my dog getting
Oh
comfortable
my
because
God, I
he's mad.
legit thought that was Wally's stomach for a second. I was like, oh, aggressive.
I also like this. Well, not that scene. The fucking having sex.
I
in
mean,
there.
I like Judi Dench's scene, like just her little spiel.
Here's a
back and
question.
forth.
Here's a question. So at the end of the movie, when they're rolling around in the grass and they're about to like get in it, if that CIA guy doesn't show up and be like, "All right, boys, get up," do you think they're just gonna let them fuck in the grass with them there?
Yeah, do you just like let it? Yeah, you just let
You're
this
doing
happen.
your job.
Right. So when they get bumped
I mean,
into
they're
it,
supposed to
he's
be they're supposed to
job,
be
boy.
incognito until given the
Nailing
orders.
it.
So. I think like I said, the Judi
no,
Judi
change
Dench
the angle. Change the angle.
intro is probably one of my favorite scenes in a movie that I didn't really
Put the leg over.
enjoy
her
that
head.
much.
What?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
in the movie I didn't really enjoy that
Nailed
much.
an Achilles.
The Judi Dench
Dude,
scene.
Imagine you're that guy and they're like on you, but you can't move because you're incognitus, right? Like you're just and you're just moving as a fucking bush, and you're just like,
This is
all
weird.
right, man, all right.
Your gun's digging into my hip.
Do you at that point be like, all right,
Enough.
Everybody get the fuck up.
I can't do it anymore.
Enough.
The CIA's here.
Or do you just like stick a hand in there and just like
just help out?
You end up getting
Let me
Pierce
hold-
Brosnan's ass.
Let me hold you up. That's the wrong angle for this. I don't know what you do. I guess that should be the movie they make. Like the opposite side of James Bond.
I feel like there could have
Austin Powers.
Isn't this one? Don't you feel like
In like
sometimes
Flint,
when you
that's my
watch
favorite movie.
when you watch some of the older movies or some of the serious movies, you just go, there probably weren't a lot of bloopers. You know what I mean? But like I feel like that could have been easily a scene where they're like somebody
Think
just start
about-
like
yeah.
snickers or says something under their like.
Think about
like,
the
while they're
bloopers
laying there.
in this movie. Like the sex scene or pre-sex scene in like the shower or whatever the fuck it is where she's like Famke Jensen or on top, whatever the fuck her name is. They're like fuck fighting.
Kind of got me going.
I hated. I hated that. Because that
Wally
was
likes it
kind of
rough.
got me going.
that was awesome. Listen, no, I look.
New thing. Fuck fighting.
Yo,
Look-
Nicole Kidman
Is that a
is younger than Sandra Bullock.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
57. Was she
Didn't know
57?
that.
And she looks older.
How old is she now? 57.
Yeah, 57.
Because you get work. It don't look good. What was her name in Devlin? Taking a Devlin. What the fuck is that movie?
Devlin.
Just
yeah,
go
take
with it.
Just go with it.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler.
I like that movie. It was
Yeah,
fun.
it's-
It was fun. Wally, favorite scene. Come on.
I didn't finish. You guys
You didn't
started
say-
talking.
Okay,
yes, I
sorry.
did.
He asked you like 3 or 4
Sorry.
times.
I answered. I said Judy Judy Dench
Judy
spiel,
Dench.
and then you started asking me a question about something else
Go ahead.
while I was saying it.
If you were laying in the grass as a CIA agent
That's what you started
in a
asking me.
ghillie suit, would you move?
As I'm talking about my
Hold
favorite
on.
scene.
Okay, so would you move? Or would you just
Yeah,
let him go?
probably. I'd probably snicker or something. I try not to
what
move.
kind of snake? Like,
Push whisper.
or would you help? And do you think they stop and like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
that what is that Beavis and Butthead that they just said?
Yeah.
yeah.
God damn
So
it,
the
baby.
Judy,
The
her
Judi
introduction,
Dench.
her
The
introduction,
Judy,
and her little
scene.
like spiel,
the
M's,
Juten scene.
when he first meets her and stuff. But I also do like when he's going over all like the gadgets and stuff. When he picks up the sandwich and he's like, "Hey, that's my lunch," or whatever.
Okay.
That's funny.
When like you think it's like, oh, because it's like an exploding sandwich. It's like, that's my lunch.
Or
That's
the
my
scene
sandwich.
where the guy gets like pushed up against the glass in the fucking phone booth. Like I was like, this
Yeah.
is so Austin Powers.
Also, one of my least favorite parts though is that clicky pen at the end. That whole there's no way that pen wouldn't have blown up.
Anxiety.
Ain't no, there's no way it wouldn't have blown. The amount of time it took for it to blow up when he showed it, when he put it in that guy's thing, like in that same scene that I'm talking about, when he
Yeah, it was-
demonstrates
it was not
it
long.
was quick as fuck. That guy would have blown up.
I was waiting for it.
You just click.
What's his
click,
name?
click.
In real life, Alan Cummings.
Right. Yes. Thank you.
He had a good death though. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Do you think if you freeze like that, you know it instantly, or are you like living through it?
You're probably conscious for
Why
a
was
little
it
bit
so
of it, but
difficult
not
to
very
come up
much.
with chair as the answer to that riddle?
With what?
His riddle. You sit on it, but you don't take it with you or whatever it is.
Because she's Russian. She doesn't know English.
She got his first riddle.
Okay.
It's a shame you got to sit on that thing.
Right.
She got his first riddle.
I like how James Bond's like, it's a chair.
Yeah, immediately.
It's still my favorite
Like he said it with the
pickup
tone
line
of,
of all time.
what, you're an idiot? It's a chair.
Also, was it supposed to be, and this is coming from someone who watched it, this was my first time seeing this movie. Was it supposed to be a surprise that Bean
Yeah.
was the bad guy?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I didn't
It's
feel
a
like
big
it was.
twist,
So
yeah.
if you set it up in the
Supposedly, yeah.
beginning watching it, obviously he's there to help him. He's 006.
Right.
So he's the same dude,
I
but
don't
006.
I feel like
right? Yeah,
I was like, okay,
obviously,
it's gonna
at
be
this
this guy.
point in
Like-
time, yeah, you know that he's the bad guy. It's Sean Bean. He's always the bad guy. But if that was
I do feel like
Gerard
that's
Butler,
true. Aren't there like a lot of actors now? You just see them in a movie or a show, and you
And
just
you're like, oh, he's
assume
that guy.
you just
Typecasted.
assume they're
Right,
going to be the
right.
bad guy.
100%.
so if that was
And
Jimmy
when you
Fallon,
see some
would you
of
be
them-
like, he's obviously not going to be the bad guy?
I mean,
I think he is secretly a bad
in
guy.
this case, I feel like sure. But you know what I mean? And it sucks because I feel like there are actors that
Going
I've
home
seen
and
in
beating
movies,
cats.
but because I've seen them as like pricks in other movies, and
Beat
then
that
I see a
pussy.
movie with them where they're not meant to be a prick, I can't take them seriously. I'm like, no, I still don't trust them. Like they're supposed to be a good guy, and I'm like, no, I still don't trust them.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm with you.
I feel it. Some people just have that kind of face.
Well, and when you've been typecasted for so long as a negative character,
Wally just had the funniest joke on this podcast in the history of this podcast, and I think you missed it.
Yeah, I did because I was talking.
Yeah. I said Jimmy Fallon. Should it be repeated? I think it should just live in his infinite. Damn you! I was going to say the same
You
thing.
said the joke. He said he thinks he was a bad guy. I heard that part.
Yeah. Steve said he beat cats.
And
I said
the
he probably goes home and beats cats. What is it? Beat that pussy.
Oh yeah, I heard that. Maybe I just didn't think it was as funny.
You probably didn't. I don't. That was directed at
It
Steve.
was amazing. Okay, any what the fuck moments for you guys in this movie?
Yeah.
The whole movie.
I mean, a car chase with a tank, I feel like, is a big what the fuck. There ain't
It's
no
not
way.
what the fuck? It's awesome.
I
The
also
biggest
feel
what
like
the fuck is the killing of the
way,
thighs.
There's
Any
no
thigh attempts.
way
No way.
that tank was keeping
Going
up in
on
that
for
car
like
chase.
20, 30 minutes. Some of those are fast as
And
shit.
also
but
when
yes,
he
you're probably right.
when like he loses him for a minute and
They
then
go
all
like
of a sudden
30,
he's
40
like
miles an hour.
all of a sudden
Let's look
he's
this
like
up.
back, like there's no way.
I love how
There's
it's
no
like,
way.
oh, they're going down this small tunnel. Guess what? I'm just gonna blow through this.
That's what I'm saying,
fucking
through the building. That's what I said earlier. That's what part I was talking
Panzer
about, where he's
tank.
just taking out the bottom
Awesome.
of those buildings.
Awesome.
Ridiculous.
Awesome. That's what a 007 or 00 secret agent does.
And I know-
License to kill, license to do what you need to do. He's like, fuck these buildings.
And
fuck
I know
these
we
people.
talked
I'm
about
killing
this
everybody.
back when we did the Austin Powers movie, but
Sure.
also like, how many times did this guy set a trap for him to die and then he kept surviving? Like at some point,
That
just
is-
shoot him in
that
the
is-
fucking head. Like
Thank you.
that's so dumb.
I did say that. It's like, oh look, like Scott Evil says,
Let me
why
set
don't
another.
why don't we just grab two guns
Yep.
right now and just shoot them in the face? Why? Because I'm just gonna assume
It's
it
the
goes
same thing
according to
when
plan.
Eric and I watched, and we thought of this when we watched Bumblebee too, and it came like
Oh,
it came up
Bumblebee
again.
too.
It came up again because so many movies were like, okay, you have your main like guy, and he's supposed to be a badass, sure, but like then he's surrounded by guys, yet they're all only going at him one at a time.
Right.
If you went at him multiple at a time, you
30
would
to
take
40
him
miles an
down.
hour.
So it was keeping up.
You would take him down. Like that's so ridiculous. Like why is everybody only going one at a time?
Just how it has to be.
I'm gonna say this. So the filming of the tank scene was all real. So they were keeping up. They were fishtailing that bitch. They were going through real buildings. That's all real.
So then in a car chase, that car just really wasn't going that fast.
well, they weren't going in straight lines.
That was
very
also
far.
a very small car. That's probably a
yeah.
shitty car.
So you got to think in Russia or wherever they are, they're not going to have fucking V8 engine. Whatever,
I'm just saying they
you know?
made it look like the car was going quite fast for it to only go 40, so whatever miles an hour.
I love how the guy was just eating in the back of the seat too. Like he knew he was like, "This is it."
I think you probably have to, specify the. Actually, if you had put tank
Tank.
instead of car.
You guys keep going. I'll do
We're
it.
going.
I'm like, you guys fucking keep talking. You guys both
Well, the
start-
next point I gotta hit something, so I'm just waiting for you to figure out what you're doing.
Oh no, I'm good.
He's good.
This one's gonna be a hard find.
Well, because it's specifically telling you what James Bond.
The fun facts of the fucking
DD5. That was the first one.
License to Kill used a contest advertising campaign to help generate interest for the movie. The winner of the contest was promised a cameo role in the next James Bond movie. This movie was made in 1989. Unfortunately, due to many production issues, work on this movie did not begin for many years. Nevertheless, the contest winner was given a scene after the long delay. She does not have a speaking part, but you can see her in a lovely golden black evening dress looking over Xena Onatop's Famke Jensen's shoulder as she plays Baccarat against Bond in the opening of the film.
Can you imagine all that time goes by and then you get a phone call and you're like, oh shit, fucking like
Right.
forgot about this.
Fuck! Right? Think about it. So in 89, this movie gets made in 94. Obviously, it's not a huge amount of time.
No,
but
but
that's
still, like 5 years went by until you got a phone call and you were like,
do you think they keep in touch with you? Or do you think it's, hey, you won, but we don't know when this movie's going to get made. We'll let you know.
I feel like at some point, like at least halfway through that, I probably would have been like, okay, this was a joke. Like this was a scam or something. You know what I
hey,
mean?
next
Like,
week we're filming!
can
Get on
you
a fucking
be-
plane to
yeah,
Poland!
can you be here?
Right. We'll pick you up at 5.
Bowling time.
Yeah.
Shit. What would that even be?
I'm joking.
Computer graphics were used to create the famous gun barrel opening, making this the first James Bond film ever to use CGI.
It's 1:15 in Poland right now. AM.
So they're sleeping on
Yeah,
us.
they're out, dude. Those
Some
Polacks
people,
are
some
out
people.
right
Those
now.
Polacks.
Oh my God.
God damn it. I have a kinship with them.
Oh, do you?
Yes, because I'm Hungarian, which is
You're
Polish.
hung?
no, it's in the
Sean's
same
Polish,
region.
you know
I guess we should talk.
that?
We can talk about Hungarian and Polish things. I don't fucking
Whatever.
know. This
Sausages and
features
shit.
the highest bungee jump from a structure ever in a movie. The drop was over 722 feet. The man who did the
you see
jump.
that?
I saw it.
Did you see it?
Yes.
I
Also,
was dropping it like this, and I
And then
dropped it, and it went from upside down and landed right side up,
she did
just like that.
the water bottle trick anyway. The man who did the jump has a cameo as the black-haired Tiger helicopter pilot shot by Xena Onatopp.
Oh, nice.
So he's probably like, hey, that's me.
That's
But also,
perfect.
722 feet bungee jump?
That's ridiculous.
Yes, you're not going to
There's
do
a
it
lot
again.
of math in bungee
Oh,
jumping.
yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
wouldn't bungee jump even like
It's
20 feet.
it's
so.
having to know the having
you.
to know
Uh-huh.
the strength, or not the strength, but the springiness of those bungees. So depending upon how long your jump is, to not spring you up so much to fucking break your back is what the math is, and it's wild.
Hook's Law.
What, this is gonna fucking eventually land on itself? Is that Hook's Law?
No, Hook's Law.
Yeah, I'm not a mathematizer. It's not none of this. makes
I'm not a
sense.
mathematician. I ain't no
Although I like
scientist.
mathematizer
Thank
better.
you.
I
I
think.
know what the fucking word is, you asshole.
I think mathematizer.
Fucking algebraic, stupid shit. Get my letters out of my math. Anyways,
What?
get my letters out of
Get
my
my
math.
letter out of First completely original James Bond movie without reference to any Ian Fleming novel or short story.
Sure. Even a lot of current ones have been after books
Right.
or unwritten books.
Or, hey, we're going to
Unfinished.
The
take a
rest
little
is
bit
still
from something.
unwritten.
Maybe
Staring.
this was completely original. And you know what? Bum, ba-gum, bum, 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 ba-gum, bum, bum. So, since watching this movie, I have started playing the N64 game again.
There you go.
And I
Those
hadn't...
controls are garbage now that you're like,
You know what, though?
oh, fuck, you got to find a patch, one of those fucking patches. for it.
Garbage on the N64 controller, because it didn't have a smooth analog stick. It was like an octagon shape, so it was like...
Yep.
And that fucking stick hurts.
What a controller, though.
Who designed that? Because they
Yeah.
were high as fuck.
Yeah. It's wild. So I think a lot of it had to do with, like, people were platforming, but a lot of people were trying to fly planes and stuff. And
Well,
they
so-
were like, let's put something in the middle to
Yeah,
make
yeah.
it more like...
At the time, you got to think, analog wasn't a thing. Analog stick, analog controls, it was all directional pad, right? So, to be fair, they stuck with the regular controller two-handed. But then in the middle, they added another controller that was analog. So when you reality think about it, it's fucking genius.
You were
fucking genius.
slinging the thumb.
Slinging it.
Yeah.
I will say the PlayStation controller is the end-all, be-all. Once they put the analog sticks on there with the dual shock when you hit the button. Remember that?
Yeah.
I remember getting the first dual shock, hitting the button and go, oh!
Yeah. 100%.
NASCAR Thunder. No, it was no. It was NASCAR like 2001. Dale Earnhardt was on the cover. I remember turning it on and like turning the corner and be like, "Oh my god, what this fucking is amazing."
Yeah. PlayStation got it right. It's the only one you can still do claw. So you didn't need paddles.
The claw.
Yeah.
No, I think about when I hear the claw, I think about the
Beautiful.
claw's gonna get you now. The claw's coming. For you.
A liar. Is that a liar?
Oh Jesus Christ!
But Jerry, yeah, the boyfriend was like,
Yeah.
The
Carrie
cringiest moment
L
in cinema.
was, the claw's coming for you. It's gonna get you. And he's looking at his mom like, what the fuck is
"What do you want me
this?"
to do with this?"
His bowl cut's moving in the wind.
And he's just
Oh yeah. All right, final decision time. Out of 10, what would we give this? Must watch, recommend, skip. Wally first. You picked it.
Must watch. I'm gonna go 8.
Must watch. 8 out of 10.
If you're gonna do a James Bond movie, especially
Look at her
if you're
face.
modern,
Look at her face.
you're gonna have to do this one because this will set you up for any of the other ones.
You're not wrong though. You're absolutely not wrong. Tara, what are you gonna you hurt his feelings on?
I ain't gonna hurt my feelings.
I don't fucking care.
I ain't fucking leaving.
I ain't fucking leaving.
I
ain't leaving.
fucking leaving.
I ain't fucking leaving.
What?
What do you got?
5.
5. And obviously, what a skip.
It's a skip for me. I don't think it's necessary.
You would necessary.
Is it necessary to drink my own urine?
No. But
Sterile.
I like the taste. Okay. Any actual review on it? You can't just say, well, look at 5, skip.
I think at this point, if you haven't seen it, I think it's aged. Like it shows its age. You know what I mean? Like the acting's not great. The movie itself is not great. Like like it's just not.
You're not
I think
wrong.
at the time, probably exciting at the time. Maybe if I had seen it before, but
I think this movie would be an instant classic if it didn't have some of its cheesiness, because the filming of it's really good, but a lot of the dialogue's fucking goofy.
A little bit. A little bit.
I understand the goofy dialogue portion of it completely.
It's the 90s, though, right? So you're
Yeah.
going to have that
Over
kind of
the top.
goofiness and over the top. And this is, not early 90s, mid 90s, obviously, but they're still kind of figuring out that 90s
Do
dynamic.
Either of you missing the fake sounds of punching and
Yes.
fighting?
no, I hate the fake. I hate how gunfire and stuff used to sound in certain movies,
Or
too.
whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, the
the
gunshot misses in this movie are amazing.
Yeah.
That sound effect?
Yeah.
But also the like every gun has just like sparks
Yeah.
and shit. Like
Yeah. So over the top.
it makes me think of like the cartoons where it's like bang, like the thing
That's
goes
kinda
up
what it
when
was.
you shoot a gun.
I'm trying to find.
Yeah, when they're in what is that?
Exacerbated
What is that? A library or whatever, where they're shooting
through
like
the
while they're
floor and
through the
up
grate,
floor.
yeah, and they're missing at like they're not hitting them at all. Not even a graze, not even a bullet graze. Come on.
The PP7.
I didn't even know it had a fucking revolver.
It sounded like a sniper for a minute.
See that?
These are all the video game ones. RCP 90.
Isn't it wild that you just know?
Yeah, it is.
Silence. There wasn't too many silence ones in there. Best gun in the game.
Or a shoddy.
That golden gun was easily the best gun in the game.
Grenade launcher.
Oh,
That
you can't
dude.
forget that one.
Right
The
off
rocket.
it.
Yeah. The floor.
The watch. Beep, beep, beep. Who's that?
Is that when you throw the proximity mines?
Gun stock.
Oh.
That's stabbing. That was throwing the knife.
Tara's like, what the fuck is it? We're going to listen to this whole thing.
I want to hear the. Oh no, that was it. Oh, I wanted the fucking when you miss. Oh no, whatever. I'm gonna give this movie a 7 out of 10. I'm gonna say it's a recommend if you're into this type of movie and you want to see maybe like a mid 90s, like what was the mid 90s about? This is kind of where it was. Shitty action movies that are over the top with terrible dialogue, but still enjoyable to watch. But also at the end, you're like, I'm never watching that again. This movie is so bad, and I love everything about it. This is a perfect 90s cheese action, and it couldn't be better. 7 out of 10. Like I said, recommend.
Nailed it.
Boom!
Nailed it.
Going through that fucking building with a tank. Boom! And then picking
Brick
my head
wall.
out, driving, and then
Yeah.
going back in.
Perfect.
Goldeneye. Anyways, next week, we're going to do a re-review. We're going back to our roots, as we call it. I'm picking it right now. We're going to do a re-review of Airheads. Might have a special guest on here. Maybe. And if people don't know this, we are all musicians. So it kind of...
Yeah, I play drums.
I play the penny whistle.
I ain't farting on no snare drum.
Penny whistle.
I don't know what that is.
percussionist.
Petty whistle?
A penny whistle.
I do
penny
a little.
whistle.
Is
I,
that one that's like...
Do you
I
fart?
do a little.
you
I do
fart
a
into
little
it?
kazoo every now and then. You know, a
Kazoo.
little triangle.
Okay.
It dabbles in the meat whistle.
And the meat whistle.
I do a little finger snap every now and then.
Hey.
It's actually a good snap.
Huh?
It was a good snap. Can you snap all your fingers?
The pointer finger is the
Oh
hardest.
yeah.
Snap your pointer finger. Do it. It's the hard one.
But you know what? I can do a good.
Come to the podcast and
What's
watch
weird-
us try to fucking snap our pointer
What's
fingers
weird
for 15 minutes.
is you'd think.
YouTube.
I feel like you would think the opposite, but I do a much better snap with my left hand than my right hand. But I'm right hand dominant. But like, listen to my right snap. It's not like bad, but okay.
A little off. It's all about this hitting this.
But you'd think I'd be better
Smack it.
with my.
Here, I do
With my
I
right.
do a really good one. You ready?
That was almost perfect. that was. I have to give you very good credit for that because the muscle release.
I'm so sorry.
The muscle release of that was good. Anyways, yeah, next week we're gonna be snapping and farting at the same time. We're gonna get it in
Just
in
for
concession.
that. Just for that.
Oh, that was a juicy one.
Oh God.
I like it. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching, listening. Subscribe, comment, do your thing. See you next week.
Bye.